All right. Welcome, everybody. How's everybody doing today? What's up, Cramity? Ame? Excuse you. How's everybody doing today? Welcome to the stream. I had to deal with a few finer details with some of the extra things we're doing today, so that's all. There we go. All right. Yeah, Rift is talking. I need to make sure that I can actually get him. Every single time that this happens, Rift, his audio for some odd reason, Discord just doesn't like to work. And so it's hilariously funny because every time I try to like get it working, say something again, Rift. Dude, what in the world? What is going on? This should be okay. You know what? Maybe this is why. I don't know. This makes no sense. Okay. No.
Hello everyone.
Nope. I'm gonna go crazy. I'm actually gonna go crazy. I still can't. Yeah, no, yeah, you guys can't hear him, but he's just still talking, and I'm like, just keep talking so that I can see if it's actually coming through or not. So, you guys, he's just straight up talking to himself over here. Yeah, eat your breakfast, give me some ASMR while I try to figure this out here. Don't actually do it, please, but all right. Okay, now say something or chew.
I am
There we
eating a
go.
Belvita.
There we go. We got you now. Okay.
Belvita is great. Do you eat Belvita, Vixen?
Velveeta? Like,
Belvita.
oh,
They're like these
Belvita.
crackers. They come in packs of 4.
No, I'm already a cracker. I don't need to eat them.
Fair enough. All right. Well, you
Starting
know
off
what
the
they
day
say. You are
great.
what you eat. So
There
I.
you go. Starting off the day great, aren't we? All right, good.
That's right.
That's great, Ame. Cramity, good. How y'all's doing? You were definitely from the south. Which is okay. I wasn't making a joke at that, but y'all has always been an interesting one for me. Riff knows that. I've lived in the south, so I lived up north. I'm in East Coast, South. I mean, lived in a lot of different places. I've never said y'all like in an actual sentence without like
Mm-hmm.
saying y'all as if somebody else was saying it.
Right.
I don't know why. The New Abyss is hard. Yeah,
Because you're
it is.
Canadian. I don't
Well,
know.
yes, because we're just a better breed of human. That's all. Not really, but excuse you. The New Abyss is hard. Yeah, we're gonna be putting out a video today about that actually. Um, a lot
We
of
have a few
people.
words to say.
Yeah, just a few words, just a few. People do the people talk about the abyss in general, like doing the whole like what are they called rift again? When people go over everything.
I guess they just some people were calling them like Abyss roundups, or like they like to do a tier list of like, okay, day 1 Abyss tier list, who's actually gonna be the best and who's following up right after that.
Yeah. So I did the abyss yesterday, as well as rift. I did it about earlier in the day, and I think he did it later in the day.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
That was painful, like pure pain. Um, surprisingly
Yeah, I
cleared,
chose to do
surprisingly
the
did
Abyss at
well, but
midnight. I didn't go to bed till 3.
yeah.
Not because of choice, but like I was upset. I was like, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. That should not have taken 3 hours. It is my fault. It's like partly my fault because I was trying to do 4 stars for at least like the 2 hours. And I got floor 11 done with just 4 stars. And even that was hard. At floor 12 I tried, which surprisingly I got pretty close, but it was not going to happen. the damage ceiling just couldn't reach the damage ceiling that was needed.
Yeah.
So I'm like, no, it's just I can't.
We were
Maybe
even
that's a skill
talking.
issue, but I care more about my sanity than my skill ceiling, I guess.
We were talking about it in the Discord with some other people. I've got a few different thoughts than some other people, I think, about this Abyss. I know some people are like, it's not free to play. Like, some people are like, it's not free to play friendly. Some people are like, well, no, it's not casual friendly. Personally, I just don't think it's friendly. Like, I don't
It's
think it's nice.
not friendly at
Even
all.
against veterans. I mean, Rift, you've been playing for a while, and
I
that
don't think. Yeah, if I didn't have Nervalette, I'll say this: I used all fives, like my strongest teams, and my first attempt, I ended floor 12 with 659. Try harding and using 5-star, like 5-star weapons too. Like that's just probably skill, honest. And I just had to retry it, and I raised the time a little bit. I did so much better. I think I got like 7.5, maybe. But like, yeah, it's something else. It is something else. Nervalette's kind of a cheat card.
he is extremely nice, especially when you can run both. See, that's the thing. Like, um, going over to, I guess, well, the Abyss just showed you what you did. That'd be awesome, but it doesn't. Like in game, you can go to like Hoyo Lab and whatnot to see, um, but I didn't take screenshots or whatever. But
Your abysmal history.
dude, wait. I think it
Your abysmal history.
does it. Challenge summary. Aha.
Yeah, it shows like most picked characters and like some stats, but it doesn't actually show you the teams you picked.
It's not showing me this one though. Is the thing.
That's true because it has to become history.
Dang it.
500. Imagine hitting 500k with your Raiden.
Wait, what?
Imagine. Sorry, I was just saying your strongest single strike was 515,000 with a Raiden.
Oh yeah, my
I was just like,
strongest
oh,
strike.
imagine doing that. Like,
Yeah, this is a little skewed because it is a C3R1 Raiden. So, but I think the highest strike I hit this time was a 300 something on Arlecchino, but that's also heavily skewed because this is a C2R1.
mm-hmm.
Which is why I
Yeah.
don't flex those numbers because it doesn't feel very useful to know to most people. Like, yeah, you
Like
did that.
going around
That's
like
great.
my Farina can hit 500k normal attacks. Oh wow, do you have C6? Like, well, yeah, I just I didn't want to bring that up, but it's yeah. To answer
C6R5.
your question, yeah.
It's like, oh, okay. Yeah, and I also had a C2 Kazuha, so that he was giving, the 200 EM for an extra high vaporize hit. And you're like,
Yeah.
okay. But yeah,
I
anyways.
think this Abyss definitely for people who have characters like Arlecchino, if you have a Nervalette, this Abyss was a little easier, but like I think in general this Abyss is just really difficult for most players. If you have Nilu Bloom's second half wasn't really an issue. Like the second half just called for so much Hydro. And if you didn't have Hydro, you're kind of like you're just screwed.
Yeah. I mean, I'll go ahead and look at the challenge, the like enemies and whatnot, so that everybody can kind of figure out, like, look at what people are doing to kind of actually see what's going on.
Why
But,
don't we just press the record button now and we'll just make the video?
no.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
But I mean, obviously here you can see I know a lot of people, especially in the first chamber, had a lot of issues with the Abyss Lecter. So if you don't have even Neuvillette, like you were talking about, like Neuvillette is extremely good, but even still, like it's just application at that point because it's internal like cooldown of the pyro thing. It's not basically how strong is your hydro that you're hitting the pyro with. It's your internal cooldown of how often can you be hitting hydro on top of the shield to break it. And so I know that can be an issue. So like you were saying, Nilu Bloom is especially big in the second half. But we'll go over this in the actual video. But everything was just like, yes, it was just extremely harder. Not just because the enemies are more difficult or whatever. It's because they were throwing like 3 or 4 different waves of enemies at you, and that's the most annoying part, right? It's not that like anything's more difficult. They're just making you go through 4 different waves of things and making you kill high level things in 4 waves. So while normally you would be able to kill everything at once, and at least, be able to have some ability to clear everything at once, though I think the waves is what took out a lot of people, just because it ate up so much time. I can only 33 when I was finally doing 36 stars every version. Awesome. I want to do it so bad, but I can only 34 on mobile. I want to get home and play on PC. It's been a week. Oh, wait, are you on vacation right now, Cramity? Is that why? Bismarck, hello. What's up, Bismarck? How are you? Juggernaut was pretty easy for me. Nilu destroyed side 2. Yeah, just like Rift was talking about. Second half, Nilu's kind of goated. Especially with the Nahida comp, like that's just gonna be goated. Magic Lover, this Abyss was pretty hard. Yeah, it was. And then we were talking about reviews. I'm waiting for official on the Star Glitter in July so I can commit my Hydros for second side of Chamber 1. Fair? Official's a solid, I'm gonna get you talking about like grabbing like constellations or grabbing her in general. She's a really fun character. I know I make fun of her and between her and Yamiko a lot, and I choose usually Yamiko, but Official's a great solid character that you can use. Anyways, I guess we can start.
The time has come.
Yeah, we can just go ahead and jump into this. I don't want to spend. I guess neither one of us really wants to spend too much time, because we've done that in the past, and we don't have an extreme amount of time for this. So, what we will do is this. Big gacha interact symbol. You guys are being sent to the shadow realm one more time.
The fated
And
gacha interact screen.
we will be jumping over
That everyone
to
loves.
Gab's their account review. I'm a veteran, so it didn't take long for me to clear, but I can tell that it was a lot harder than the previous. Yeah. For instance, like the first and second chamber were probably okay. So like floor 11 was annoying for no reason because of that first chamber. The floor 12 was just wave after wave after wave, so you literally had to be meta, in my personal opinion, to do extremely well to clear the abyss. That's just all I'll say. Either way though, I'm gonna log into Genshin.
Bismarck, you're not the only one who used cryo second half. I did use Layla actually in floor 12-3 second half. Layla was my sustain. I had no healer. And it worked. Layla powerful.
Indeed.
For being 4-star, like those shields kinda goated.
Oh yeah, Sam, I used 4 stars. I used Bennett and Shivers.
I used 4 stars, I did Kooky Hyper Bloom and
Yeah, only like the most goated 4 stars. But hey, I used 4 stars. I
A
cleared the
real
abyss
game
with 4 stars. I'm just letting you guys know. Like, that's crazy, right? I'm kidding. That's a joke. Well, I did use them, but it's a joke that like I cleared it with 4 stars. I did not.
yeah, no, I didn't either. I cleared it with 4 stars with, 5 minutes on the clock.
I had 1 minute and 22 seconds left with when using my 4 stars.
Oof.
Not really. I did not try. I don't think I could actually do that. I feel like I would be too annoyed.
You just be pressing the escape button. No, not doing it. I need my Nervalette right now. I need my Arlecchino. No. The Xingqiu just not hitting hard enough. I really would. The Yelan would feel nice right now.
Biggest of Oos.
But yeah, the weird part was I actually did choose Layla over Zhongli for Nervalette Farina. I did Nervalette Farina Layla Kazuha instead of Zhongli Kazuha.
So, what you're trying to say is that you fell here.
Why
from
is it another account with the
world?
beginning cutscene?
I forgot UK
What?
UK person. That's my fault. What's up, Joe?
So
You're
who's
good.
yeah? Did we say we're doing first? You said
It's Gabs.
Gabs, yeah. I was like trying to think of the name.
Gabriel, whatever. Oh my goodness. Uh, you're not America. You're Europe. I'm just stupid. Just don't mind me.
And if Akun is in the chat, we would love to know. Because we have not done Akun yet. That's another one we skipped over because he was not present.
All
Hello,
right.
Ara.
If
I don't know how to say that name, but XUYSC, hello.
okay, so some of the questions that we've got, we are looking at Gab's account. Oh, we are in a yellow. All right. Oh, this is your exploration team.
I need the stream.
Oh, yes, that's true.
But when
Oh,
it came
that's
to-
right, because I
I
you know,
folded
set
one
audio
Chlorine
to
Side
the
1
game.
and Side 2.
So the
Chlorine Side 1 was pretty good.
Chloron side one, it was literally built for her this time around. And the reason I think Arlecchino did so well, not only because she's like the second best character in the game, but also when you use a skill, that's when you're also doing normal attacks. So the blessing also extremely helped. So yeah.
All right. Let's do this. Gabs, what questions you got for us? Or that he already sent you questions, didn't he? Vixen?
Yes. 1 second.
Nanahoshi, we see your UID. You've been added to the queue.
Is it through? 1 second, I am. Okay. All right. So the questions we have from Gabs are
Drum roll.
nothing really crazy. It's more or less, in a nutshell, just some guidance on a few teams for the Abyss. So they said, okay, my account isn't as grand as some of the others. And I've seen you guys do since I started. He started in September, basically 100% of the game already with quest and exploration. That's amazing because I haven't even done that, and I've been playing for
Ooh.
3 years.
I'm still in Sumeru.
Dude, I finished Mondstadt. Like that's it. Like, now I just need help with
I have
my
a
team
job.
builds. Yeah. Good dedication to the game, that's for sure. Now I just need help with team builds and with the characters I have. Ideally need a Kuki team with an off-field pyro and an off-field pyro sub DPS, I'm gonna guess you're talking about, or support. And my artifact subsets aren't really fully there yet, but I've been mainly building characters as a priority over RNG and artifacts right now. Very smart thing to do. Always focus on just getting, especially main stats on your pieces, and just getting your characters built, especially if you haven't hit like AR-45 and AR-50 is when you can start quote-unquote grinding artifacts, and you can start there if you're just doing one team. But if you're building up to like 2 to 3 teams that are completely separate from each other, or even sometimes overlap characters, it is very good to just fully focus on, getting main stats and then moving to the next character. Rift can even tell you he's building every single character on his account, and if he tried to min-max each character, it would take him forever. So he kind of had to, be okay with certain, characters not being perfect, and then he can come back to it later.
For Sicily.
Precisely. So
like
anyways.
my Nervalet's like 866 on talents instead of like I do want to crown the normal, and I should. I haven't yet because that's like you said something I'll come back to. So
Yes.
it's like that with basically all of my characters. And only a few of my 5 stars have actual crowned talents.
Yeah. So the question they said was, so yeah, in a nutshell, some guidance with a few teams for the Abyss and its variety of challenges / ley lines and their rotations, please. So basically, they're looking for what are some good teams for the Abyss, and then working on rotations. So let's go hop over to your characters and let's see what you're working with here. Let me see what you're working with. Go, baby, go. Okay, anyways. Hello.
Relax.
Why did I read this as asbestos? Anyways, okay. The first thing we're gonna look at here. Okay, so I'm gonna guess you've got at least Birthday, he started in September. He's got a C6 Farzan with an Arlequin. Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna lie, I looked up and thought that was the Wanderer. Comments.
Oh no. C6 Farzan with your Wanderer. Looks like the what? Oh, even Widsith. R3, very nice. Oh my. I mean, dude. Honestly, you're set, dude. Like, okay. Anyways, you've got a solid team there. Wanderer plus your Farazan, throwing it with a Bennett and I don't know a Xing Cho or a Xiangling or something. So you have off field, so you can constantly be swirling something to give him buffs. You got a solid team there. Neuvillette, Farina, Kazuha, and I mean any healer really, Baiju. So there, I mean, you've got the perfect 4-man team for Neuvillette, and it looks like you've got Tome. I mean, 10-10-8. Oh my goodness, you sure you started in? I started in September. You are the most well-built September player I've ever seen in my entire life. Yeah, nope, that is definitely
Bro,
September.
trying to do 3-week 36-star Abyss Eeks challenge.
Yeesh, that's crazy. All right, well, I mean, you've already got a solid Wanderer team. You've got the perfect, literally the perfect and well-built, it seems, Farina, and Neuvillette team. Your Raiden team, I straight have to just nitpick out of here. Yeah, this is smart. I mean, she can be used because this isn't necessarily C6 yet, so you can kind of skip the Kujosara until you get C6. But I guess if you want C3, very good.
Better than mine.
I mean, technically, you could straight up use Kujosara, Chevers, and build those two with a Bennett and a Raiden and just go an overload team. That absolutely destroys the Abyss as well. So yeah, I mean, if you're looking for Abyss teams, and you've also got Risley, Xiangling. Is your Risley Solar Pearl, solid weapon? I mean, like you said, you're just kind of... Is that an onset? Bro, you even have an onset for him. You've got a solid team. Like, no matter what, you've got a solid account. You've got multiple teams that can go through the Abyss. It's now just perfecting that. And then variety of challenges. So I guess what I'm seeing here is that, I mean, you've grabbed, looks like the meta, quote unquote, what you would call the meta characters for now. You've got technically the highest DPS, and then, you could technically, Raiden's in the top there. Wanderer and Risley can somewhat get up there. You're building your Chloron. You said you literally just got her, so that's good. Throwing on Lion's Roar, pretty good weapon for her, 4-star weapon. Actually, hold up. I'm gonna just check one thing and see what else you have in terms of weapons for her. This would not be a terrible weapon for her, by the way, as well. But Lion's Roar is good as well, especially, just for what you have. So either one of these two weapons is solid for her. But anyways, from what I'm seeing, you've probably doing extremely fine in the Abyss. Oh, you haven't tried it yet. What you're really looking for here at this point in time, if we're looking at like what to go for next, you've got the Hydro DPS down, you've got the Electro DPS down, the Cryo, the Animo, and an extra Electro. So you've got technically like an Aggravate team already with these two. So you've already got a solid Quicken team, which means that you don't need what's it called? You don't need Al-Haytham. So even though Al-Haytham is like the 3rd best DPS in the game, all you'd really be doing is putting him in place of Chloron here and then throwing in an extra Electro character and then probably throwing these two together with him or something. But
Yeah, like Cloran, Nahida, Official Cause was a very offensive team.
right.
Slap.
And then if you really need like anything else, you could just you could go for an Alhaitham, but I wouldn't necessarily say that you need it either. It seemed like you were talking about an off-field pyro DPS of some sort, or an off-field pyro sub DPS or support. I mean, you've got Bennett, who's the best one. Xiangling's your best off-field pyro DPS that we have right now, or pyro like off-field sub DPS type thing. So until Natlin comes along, I would just say wait until Natlin, because if you're looking for better pyro on your account, then I would just wait. For instance, either pull Arlecchino when she comes on a rerun, or for an on-fielder, so that you could also do that overload team, and then throw Xingqiu in there with a Kazuha and a Bennett and call it a day, or kind of looking at through that lens of grabbing characters. So I don't know. I mean, honestly, like you were like, oh yeah, I don't have anything good built, and I was like expecting the worst. You've actually got a solid account here. I mean, like some of your characters, yeah, could use some work. And even if you could go to get the catch for Raiden, all it takes is fishing in Sumeru. I mean, Inazuma, not Sumeru. I won't actually move you because you are here. You even got a reputation reward in Sumeru. I mean, Inazuma as well. Yeah, so here, this little guy, go here. He'll show you where you have to get the stuff for the catch. But R5 the catch is like Raiden, one of Raiden's best weapons, especially as a 4-star. So if you really want, you could work on that weapon. That'll also help your crit rate as well, overall, because it'll increase your crit rate. So not its main stat, but it will have a subset or its ability that kind of helps you out there. And then it'll also be better for you than Fav will. Well, count me wrong. It looks like you're going an EM build on your Raiden. Okay. Then, I mean, you already kind of have. What I would probably do in the future then is just the next time you get a Dragon's Bane, if you really want to keep going with this type of vibe with Raiden, don't go into Elemental Mastery for Raiden if you're going Hyper Bloom. Kind of choose one or the other. If you're going for a Hyper Bloom Raiden, go either full into Elemental Mastery. So next time you get a Dragon's Bane, throw it on her. Or if you're going, full into ER and damage, then you kind of need to fully go into that. So
yeah, I would agree. It's diminishing returns to try to do hybrid, and it just doesn't feel good. Because the Hyper Bloom is just not there quite yet, and her personal damage is also suffering.
yeah, and honestly, I would just start stealing pieces off of some of these other characters even. If you really, like, if I was just going to make this a certain thing, like, I would just, like, take this off of Xiangling and I would just honestly grind Emblem, personally. But if you want to keep it where it is and kind of keep what you're doing where you're at, then that's fine as well. But personally, I like Raiden off of her initial regular build. Yeah, because you've even got C1. You might be waiting for C2 to actually do the whole higher build hit. Okay, also, if you are trying to go Hyper Bloom route, increasing the level of the skill doesn't actually increase Hyper Bloom. Just so you know. It does help damage, like her actual damage itself, but it does not increase Hyper Bloom, which you probably know, but just so you know is all. Great looking Nahida though. Just went high EM. But yeah, I mean, there are some things that I probably would change on your account, just like a few things here and there, just because of how I personally would run certain teams and certain kind of things in the game. But it's not like you're necessarily doing, like, it's not like you're probably actually hurting anywhere. Once you build your Clorond up, probably throw some better pieces back on your Dendro main traveler if you're going to use him in accounts, but if not, still Nahida and Baiju are goated together with a Cloron and Farina. And like people were saying, that first side, I believe, was really good for Cloron, so using that would probably be extremely easy for you. And then just probably using Nivelette or something on the second half. You have a lot of combos with the team members here already, But looking at characters you haven't built yet, I would say Chevreuse is probably the highest. Kudrosar kinda. She is C4, so you could wait until C6 to wait. Fishel's another great one for an off-field like character that you don't have.
I created another universe and found
But,
a
you know,
paradise
for what you're doing,
without
you're kind of doing some
Fischl.
interesting different teams, so it's not like you actually necessarily need those characters. But, you know, that is just personal. Also, do you not have Kuki? No, you don't have Kuki. Okay, that might be another reason why you're using Hyperbloom Raiden. Yeah, you don't have Kuki, so you're probably using Hyperbloom Raiden as a substitute, which is fine. It's just, you know, it looks like you also have pieces anyways for her, so. Let me see if I've missed anything. How's the chat looking?
Chat is looking great. Yeah, that caught me off guard. Sorry.
Right. Oh my. Yeah, there's been a lot.
I cannot speak.
Check my hamper. Okay, hold up. There's two Gabs. I'm Gabs, the one you're currently reviewing. Okay. Raiden, Neuvillette, Nahida C1, and Risley. Bennett C6. Okay, yeah, I mean, yeah, like I said, you've got a solid team. Check your amber though. What in the world? What am I checking the amber for? Wait, am I missing something, or was that a joke to what we were saying earlier about?
Oh, he wanted to check the date on when he got Amber.
On the date he got amber?
Yeah, it's like the verification of when
Oh, okay.
he started playing. It was going all the way back to that.
October. So you started in November. I mean, September. But you downloaded the game in September, but you didn't start playing until October. It's some pretty good. Excuse me. Some pretty good 4 stars though in the beginning though. I'm getting obviously the beginning characters, and then getting Barbara after a few days. Getting Beto and Xing Cho that early with Ningguang, Fischl. Pretty good. Obviously Noel. Who was your first 5-star? It looks like D-Luke.
That was my first.
No, Mona.
I didn't
1020.
get Mona until 2 years in.
Okay, so Raiden was before Kazuha. Okay. Okay. Got Dia early as well. Risley, I think, was your first on banner.
Makes sense. It was 4.1 and he hasn't had a rerun.
Yeah, so you must have gotten. It looks like you maybe lost a 50-50, or on the standard banner got Mona, and then maybe won the 50-50 for Risley or whatever. Anyways, solid account. I mean, you've got a solid account. You've got everything you kind of need. I would say personally, and that's the thing. Like we're at the point where we're just waiting until Natlin. If you already have a solid few teams that are set up and ready to go, like I just explained, I won't go through them again. But you've got the solid Wanderer team, you've got the Neuvillette team, the Raiden team, which you could switch over to the correct DPS route or keep the Hyperbloom route, whatever you want to do. You've got the perfect Clauron team, even a good Risley team. You've got the teams kind of set, ready to go, to just do what you need to do. And like you said, just leveling, bettering artifacts, doing those 3 or 4 teams, and just working better, in my personal opinion, on the artifacts and just perfecting them. For the characters that aren't already done, for obviously some sake, characters like Neuvillette are done. But some other characters that you might want to put some more time and effort into, I don't know, ascending your Risley or whatever to 90 out of 90, just getting the extra crit damage. I don't know what you want to do, but maybe taking the next little while to do that and just basically make your characters that you currently have stronger, and then waiting for, if you want an off-field pyro character, wait for if Murata is going to do that, Shipalanche is going to be possibly a pyro character as well. Waiting till Natlin probably really brings some good pyro characters, or you could just wait for Arlecchino's rerun in the future as well. all of those things being considered, I think you could just wait. So right now is a heavy build time for you. So yeah, I mean, I think that at least answers all your questions, hopefully. I lost my first 50-50 to Mona on Neuvillette. That's tough. Oh, so then you got Neuvillette.
Wrong hydro.
Yeah, that. Imagine you throw the symbol up first. That'd be terrible. Oh, and then you didn't get him until recently. His rerun. That's tough. But then you at least you secured the Risley though, so. And with completing the world with what you've done. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, bro, my account doesn't even look like that, dude. This is painful. Just looking at that, that's just pure pain that you've put yourself through.
Let's check the teams. What has he got in the party setups going on?
Okay. I am gonna have to kick you out of your boat. Big sorry. Alright, party setup.
Go to the other.
Okay, that's probably exploration. Yep. OG Hyperbloom. Fair. Obviously, like I said, you probably have cookies, so that's why you're running the Raiden on Hyperbloom. Double Bloom.
Yeah, which the Raiden with the EM is totally fair. No cookie.
I'm gonna guess you're talking about like a sub. This is actually a great team. I used this in the Abyss, actually. So the Abyss we just talked about and just cleared. This is the exact same team I literally just used. So, yeah, this is a good team. Xiangling's extremely good, and how you have her built is fine from what I was seeing. High EM, 4-piece emblem.
With that high of an EM, yeah.
Probably lacking a tad in the ER, but honestly, for that team, you kind of use her burst where you need it. Not really it's not extremely necessary since Neuvillette can do the damage by himself without her. He can still just use a Kazuha skill and pop off. Sub team 2, I'm gonna guess you're talking about like a Bennett burst, Kazuha burst on top of it with an Hida burst.
Yeah,
and then
Bennett
going
C6. So yeah, very good version right there.
Yeah. Probably to just have the pyro swirls going on the burst while Neuvillette's on field.
Probably, yeah.
This is a solid team. I would probably switch out Jean and just build up your Xingqiu or something so that you can, because as you do normal attacks with him, Xingqiu can actually get some damage out. So maybe build your Xingqiu would be my only thing, but it's not like Jean doesn't work here. Especially what constellation do you? Oh, you have hers. Ooh. As soon as you get that C4, you're going to be doing just fine with that team as well. And then Hyperbloom, Hyper Synergy. Your 5-star Hyperbloom team. And then Exploration. So yeah, you've got solid teams. Like I said, obviously at some point you're probably going to build a team that is going to have, Chlorond, Nahida, Farina, or whatever, and then Baiju or something to have the heals going through. But like I said, you've got the solid team. It seems like your team is heavily built on Hyperbloom. And if you want to keep doing that, that's fine. I would just say you've got enough Hyperbloom to choke a horse right now. So, like Rift talks about, I think in the last one, don't worry too much about, you don't have to go after Kuki whenever she comes out on the next banner to, be like, oh, I have to, because it's not smart to just pull for 4 stars. But, if Kuki shows her face, I don't think it would be a bad decision for you to just throw in a few temples to see if you can get a Kuki. And just build her the way that you've built your Raiden.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that way, then you could use a Hyperboom team with Kuki, and then on the other half, be using Overload with Chevrus. And you'd be able to do that. Because right now, if you use Raiden as Hyperboom, you lose the option to use her as a Hyper Carry.
Right.
On the other side or something.
And right now, characters like Raiden are extremely solid for the Abyss. Raiden's always been an extremely good character, so. And then the heavy resurgence with Chevrus making Overload great for Electro and Pyro characters. So. But yeah. Hopefully that was all the questions you had. Yeah, you checked your teams. Do you have anything else before we jump out to a different person? Or go over to probably UIDs. Well, actually, no, we're going to go through auras. Do you, so yeah, Rift, do you see any extra questions in the chat or no?
I don't see any other questions. I believe we've addressed everything. Yeah. Just waiting for a confirmation, that's all.
All right. Well, I'm going to start backing out of the Hyperbloom helped me through the gameplay. Thank you for your help, guys. Yeah, no problem. Hyperbloom is extremely good. We're not necessarily like dissing on Hyperbloom. It's just Hyperbloom, like, you know, some other things on your account probably could be extremely useful. But once again, because you don't have Kooky, it makes sense why you kind of almost kind of it forced your hand to do that. So it makes sense.
Right. Very good.
Yeah, I mean,
Like the account.
solid
The
team though.
Chloran. Yeah. Chloran will feel good once you've built her up. And you have Nahitas, so that'll be a lot of fun.
I was waiting for something else entirely.
I know you were waiting for something else, but that's okay.
Huh?
I do with what I could get. Hey, most of us, that's what we got to work with. We just use what we have. Being resourceful.
Fair enough.
So, next up, you said was Aura.
Yes.
I'm going to try again with the logging in.
Yes, hopefully Hoyo doesn't hate me this time.
Did you just delete that last message?
Who?
Wait, hold on. I think the other Gabs, with a Z, so not Gabriel, but Gab Z, put in UID in the channel, and then it got deleted.
I did not delete it, so I don't know.
Gabs, you just change your mind, I guess. I saw that, I'm like, oh, I don't want to, like, it gets forgotten. Because I was literally looking at it, and then it just disappeared.
Okay, we're gonna... Oh, dude.
Yes, Nanohoshi, I do have we got your UID in the account review channel, so you are in the queue. We'll let you know. There's still quite a bit of people before you, but we'll try to get you by the end of the stream.
Yes. Okay. All right, hold up. Let's see something here.
How's getting into auras going?
Not good.
Still not working out?
I mean, I feel so bad. I think Aura even gave me like email and phone. But okay, because what you're sending me, Aura, is to get into that specific app that we're talking about. This is like using Genshin to get into, using this app to get into Genshin, and for some odd reason, it's telling me that it's not connected, or it's just saying that the account doesn't exist. Is actually what it's telling me. I did the exact credentials that you literally just showed me. If for some odd reason this... Believe me, I want to fight. I just don't know why.
Yeah, Gabs, if you want an account review, not just a showcase look, I mean, just you can just let us know in the message when you send your UID.
Yeah, I could. Are we jumping into that app? I mean, I guess. I don't know. I guess I can just look this up. Hold up. Um. One
It was
sec.
very weird.
Yes. Let's say if there are people that are having any questions in the chat, feel free to talk while I troubleshoot this.
Anyways, if after Aura, Akun's also one we've passed up just because it hasn't been present. So if Akun you're here, let us know because you'd actually be next. But besides that, it would be after Aura. We next up on the list in Discord is FLG Neo. So if you're here, you can let us know.
I figured out why. Haha. Okay, so I wasn't putting in those first three certain things. Aura. Yes, yeah. So I wasn't, because I didn't have that, I was not putting in those first few. So that is why. But that specific thing though says it's different. So I can try a different one. So hold up, let's try this and do we've done this before. Would you like to work? Okay. Um dun, 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 dun. Are you there, Rift? Is anything happening on that end of
Yes,
the?
I'm here. Sorry.
All right, I'm gonna need you to keep talking because I'm dealing with something right now.
Sounds good. I'm just reading. We got comments right now. Tapung, you're after FLG Neo. I see that. Makes sense. So what's this thing about a Twitter login? About maybe being faulty, or Genshin official account? They're having problems with it. Because Aura, I believe, is trying to use Facebook for login, but I don't think that's working out too well. New Abyss cycle is so tanky, makes me want to start rolling for cons, which is fair. Sometimes I feel the same way, especially because I don't like like we were talking about earlier, I don't really like crown my talents and stuff until later. I come back. So like with only a level 8 normal attack on Nervalette, there's still room for more damage, but like honestly, it's not even that necessary because I'm still hitting like the 40k, the sometimes the 50k in weird scenarios, right? It's like it's still there. But I do want to come back and like upgrade that stuff. And there's so many characters that are like that.
Okay, I actually got in.
We were able to get in.
Hold up.
Moment of truth. Oh, okay. You read it back and they fixed it. Makes sense.
I was in for about half a second and then I think Hoyo is just having issues because I'm like using this is extremely annoying. Yeah, I know you're not using Twitter. For some reason though that Twitter is weird, but Facebook itself right now is just being absolutely just stupid. But I also think it's just not only just Facebook or Twitter, or I think all of them are just, it's a lot more, there's more steps to go through. And so because of that, there's a little bit more here and there stuff that's like, okay. And so, yeah, if Hoyo's having issues with all of them, with one of them, then all of them are going to have an issue because they're using the same connection source, basically to Genshin from those servers, from those different social media accounts.
How much effort should I put into getting characters to 90 and level 10 talents? Honestly, you don't have to kill yourself over it. I have so few characters that are crown talents. And as far as level 90 goes, only a select amount of characters want that. A lot of my characters stay at level 80. Unless it's an HP scaling character like Nervalette. Because you usually want to level your HP scalers. It does a lot better. It makes a huge difference. Any characters you're using for Hyper Bloom, Burgeon, or Bloom, level those because reaction damage scales on the character level and Elemental Mastery. But yeah, for a lot of it, you can get away with not leveling to 90. Like, I guess as an example, I leveled my Tainari to level 90 because he deals damage through spread, and so getting the extra character levels really makes a difference for that type of damage.
Was it HP and EM character? Anybody who's doing like high reaction characters usually, right?
Basically, yeah. But like, you could get away with keeping your Raiden at level 80 if you're not using your keeping her at level 80, but with the final ascension, so 80 out of 90, that's okay. Is it a loss of damage? Yes, but that loss of damage is very small. Like, you can get away with not using that. And that saves a lot of heroes' wit. But like Hu Tao, yeah, I kind of want a 90 because she really, really likes the HP. She turns that into her damage.
Okay.
Yeah, the level 100 thing is very mixed opinions in the communities. A lot of people don't want it, and some people do want it. It all comes down, for me at least, it all comes down to how they execute that, right? There's so many ways that could go wrong, and there's so many ways that they could pull it off too. It really just depends.
So you want to know why I know this is a Genshin issue and not a U issue, Aura? Is that by doing this, I can actually log into your social media. What you've given me, I can log into. I can actually log into your social media, which is what you told me to do. But when I go through the game, I'm obviously not going to show it. Huh? Okay, now it's saying, okay. Hold up.
Well, that's interesting.
Dude, I don't...
Yeah,
I know this
to be honest,
isn't
hoping
an
no
issue.
level 100. That's a lot of resources. Yeah, and that's like a lot of people's initial concern is lots of resource usage. It's already so much to go from 80 to 90. I mean, I was just talking about that with the Heroes Wit, right? It's going to call for either a massive rework with how leveling goes, reducing the Heroes Wit usage, because there's no way we're just going to be able to realistically level most of our characters to 100. It already takes so long to do to 90. And then it's like, well, yeah, not everyone built every single character, but some of us do.
Dude, I'm gonna go have a fight with Mihoyo. I'm gonna go just waltz right up to their main. This that is extremely annoying. I don't think you guys understand the pain I'm going through right now. I am gonna start fighting. Thankfully, we have way more time today. Um, so time-wise, we're not really hurting for anything. But honestly, I think this isn't an us issue. I think this is straight up a Genshin issue.
Yeah, Tapung, that's a good point. Like, just we increase in level, enemy increase in level, so what's the actual difference? It's just we're both increasing our HP, like, essentially. Because, yeah, I think what most people want to see is a mechanical change in, like, how we play, right? I mean, for Fontaine, that has been not just the difference in seeing, like, characters revolve around HP, and then we started to see the meta of, like, change in HP is the idea. You decrease, increase, whatever, because that's you want that. Like, we saw that with Lynette, we saw that with Lenny, and Farina, right, and Nervalette. A lot of the Fontaine characters are that way. And so that's kind of like the Fontaine thing. And there's also the Numa Usia thing, which isn't as big a deal, that not something you have to think about all the time, but it does have its moments where it does shine, and when you do think about it and like utilize it. And I think the example of that was Capelia. If you had Usia when they put the cryo shield, you don't even have to have Pyro in that team. So if you're doing like a Nervalette Farina for that, you can just use Farina's normal attack and bye shield, right? So that was an example of that Numa Usia actually being kind of fun and useful. We just got to see what they're going to do, right? I just don't know how I feel about level 100. I'm not necessarily opposed to it, nor am I like trying to like encourage it, I guess. I'm just going to see what they do. because at the end of the day,
Hello?
I think I'll still have fun with it. So
But I say, I think you can hear me, but I don't think the stream can. I was about to say, I turned off my mic. For some odd reason, it's still going through.
that's it. I mean, yeah, I can. You're coming through to me, Vixen.
Yeah, I'm purposefully having my mic off because I want to go try to do something, but I don't want to do it if they can hear me.
Okay.
Yeah,
No, an A7 passive would be pretty cool, and set up with like having a unique talent once you do get to level 100, because then it can like bring back the older characters to actually be possibly useful again, or like kind of stop the power creep thing that can be going on. New mechanics will be great if they implement it. Yeah. I had someone in chat said they can hear you, Vixen.
yeah, they are hearing me, even though I'm literally turning off my mic, which is weird, but whatever. It
Do
is
you
what it
think
is.
there will be character upgrades, like 5-star to 6 or 4 to 5? That would be interesting. We do see that in other games like AFK Journey. You can actually upgrade the rarity of the character. Like, that's just how it works. That would be interesting. I don't know how many people would actually like that. Personally, I don't know if I like the idea of that, because Genshin just hasn't ever seemed to want to even go in that direction. It'd be interesting for sure. Yeah, Juggernaut, I kind of feel the same way. Unless there's a new passive, maybe, or something. Like, I need a reason, right, to go to level 100 on some of my characters. Because it's going to be very expensive. So I need some kind of incentive or definite reason why I should go to level 100. Like for Kuki, there's usually already a definite reason, because the higher you can get that level, that's such an increase to Hyper Bloom damage. Because we already know, going from 80 to 90 with Kuki, you're going from like 20k Hyper Blooms to 30k. Like, it's a massive increase. So I imagine it would be the same with 90 to 100. And we do see that even in the enemies of the Abyss. Like, the difference between a level 90 enemy and a level 100 is very, very different. The resistances and the HP bars are very different. So it starts to grow exponentially. Anyways, what are we trying to do right now, Vixen? Just still get into Aura's account?
Yep.
If this gets through successfully, it'll be great.
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna
might.
like jump
It'll
for
still,
joy.
it'll be funny either way, because like it's just taking so long. Like, it's crazy. Jump for joy. But wouldn't Nilu become a problem? You're going to be taking 12,000 damage to yourself per blow. Yeah, I can see that issue. One fix, unless they give us a character that's going to like heavily reduce resistance to that kind of thing, you could just use Kave, because now you're getting super healed.
Now I can't
But,
even.
like, not everyone wants to use Kave.
I can't even screenshot anymore.
Someone said in chat, Aura, please just make a Hoyoverse account, please.
Well, that's the weird thing, is that the funny thing is I'm not even sure if that's gonna fix it. Well, yeah, she said, or they said, whoever. I just see Taylor Swift, so I immediately say she. We'll
Yeah.
go do someone else. We will come back to you, or dear goodness, I think it's just messed up the whole issue here. That's my personal thing, I think.
0 to 80 resources required is equal to 80 to 90. If 90 to 100 resources required will be equal to 0 to 90, then I'm gonna start to go crazy. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of like That's the issue I'm having with it too. Like that's really, really expensive. I don't want to have to do that. Especially because I am building everyone. It's gonna be like I won't be able to do that. No matter how hard I try.
Me over here like, oh yeah, we'll just move on. Also me trying to do it one more time.
I mean, yeah. I feel bad. I just feel bad for Aura. Like, sorry. Like,
It's
I don't know
and the
what
thing
else
is that it's not
to
even
do
their
here.
fault. It's actually just
Right. It's
straight up
not
Hoyo.
anyone's fault. So yeah. I wonder, what if you
It's bringing me to a
what if
separate
you sent
page.
me this stuff and I tried it and for some stupid reason it worked?
Well, it's once again, it's not that because this is a completely different issue. It's not necessarily where. It's by logging in through this way, and I don't know why. See, now I'm getting a completely different thing, which is weird. Now I'm getting... I swear, game, if you don't allow me to screenshot, I'm gonna fight you. Okay, anyways. Okay. I double tried. I tried extra hard. We will wait and do someone else in a minute. I'm gonna actually like... But you see, Rift, are you looking at my personal stream with you on Discord?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, so you see that? Normally I was getting here, I would do this, I would put this in, and then it would just bring me to a screen that looked like this. But I couldn't click on anything.
Yeah, it's like it just wasn't going through.
So then I would back out and it would bring me to this screen. Once I hit back, it would bring me to this screen, but it would say like error. And I'm like, huh? Okay. Anyways, I'm sure you guys all understood that the here and here and here and I'm sure you got
Yes.
you guys got all of that. All right. Starting with FLG Neo. Never let Farina and Zhao. Sure, bud. Okay, we're gonna go to Anka because we are not in the same time zone.
So the next one is
FLG
right.
Neo.
That's FLG Neo.
All right.
Hello, Cube Gaming. Welcome. It would definitely be a very bad move from Hoyoverse to get new players. Imagine the resources required. Yeah, for real. It already takes a good while to get to the last floor of the Abyss. Can it be done in less than a month? Technically, yes, but that's if you're eat sleeping Genshin, basically.
All right.
Yes, we do go to Akasha for people that just want an Akasha review, basically.
Yes.
Or no, well, Anka. I guess there's a difference, I should say. We haven't done an Akasha one yet, but I don't think we'd be opposed to that.
Yeah, no,
Not
I mean,
really
we wouldn't
sure.
be opposed to it, but I just personally, I like, Anka does it a little bit nicer. Anyways, because we're really only looking at showcases at that point as well. Anyways, looking at FLG Neo in the Discord, Kale, free to play saving for C2 Pyro Archon. Cool. They said look at their Neuvillette, their Farina, and their Zhao. Okay, Neuvillette, 52 over 230. Very nice. On a prototype Amber, C0. Offset, nice. Looking pretty good. Especially because you have an HP percent weapon going for the Hydro Damage bonus goblet. Smart choice instead of the double HP since you already have the HP weapon. Yeah. Pretty good, especially since, you know, he doesn't ascend into crit rate and you went for a crit damage weapon. You were still able to get up to 52% crit. So, very nice. Triple crowned. Good looking Neuvillette here. Farina on the Fluorescent wall. Okay. Not not bad. 6, 6, 10, 10. C2. Okay, so you C2 and maybe Archons. It's pretty smart. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Onset HP percent goblet. Solid. Double HP you got going on here. Crit damage. She sends into crit rate, so that's nice for you. A 69 over 152 is really nice, especially having 189%. What's it called? 189% or 87. I can't even read. 187% ER. Very nice, especially with good weapon. R5 at that. Pretty good. So honestly, a solid Farina. Friendship level 10 and whatnot. Level 90. All right, Zhao, my favorite. Calamity Queller. Oh, you are... I don't know if you... Did you accidentally lose to this weapon, or did you go for this weapon? Because that's kind of cool and interesting. And a 4-piece Marechaussee at that. Probably with the Farina run, which isn't a bad idea at all. That's a good one. High base attack out of this weapon. I've wanted Calamity Queller for my Shenhe, but it's not really necessary for me. Or for really anyone in my personal opinion. Fav does just fine. But this is an extremely good looking Zhao. Because you're making up a lot out of the crit from not only the 4-piece Marechaussee, but also out of just your stats. And, you know, from not having a crit weapon. He does ascend into crit rate, which probably helped a little bit. But you weren't really worrying too much about crit rate because of the plus 36 you're going to get from Marechaussee when using with Farina. Also, in his burst, he loses the HP naturally anyways. So, you know, if, you know, you throw a... you don't even necessarily need a healer with Zhao to technically do a 4-piece Marechaussee, so it's okay. But yeah, I mean, basically after 3 seconds of losing HP... Because that's what, 36 on top of that? That's 92.5. So you could probably even lose some, you know, try to lose some crit rate, like maybe... I don't even know. Like at that point, you'd literally just be min-maxing stats, like this piece, one of these pieces. But this has this has attack percent, ER. This is a perfect piece right here, by the way. Your feather is absolutely perfect. Attack percent, double crit, ER, which is everything Zhao wants. He doesn't want EM, even though he's an animal character. But yeah. 10, 8, 9, solid. I mean, honestly, solid builds. Solid builds looking on. I'm going to take a look at your Alhaitham. Pretty good Alhaitham. 60 over 230. I'd say a little bit less in the EM department, but you somewhat make over it on the crit a little bit, so that's nice. It's pretty good though. Pretty solid. You got it on the 4-piece. Also an on damage goblet is extremely crazy with that much crit damage and attack percent. Very nice. I want to take a peek at your Ganyu. Very nice looking Ganyu. Even just not even frozen, 48 over 220. And with a frozen, what's that, a 67? 68 over 220? It's really nice. 1066, that's a very good one. Having that much crit with an attack percent weapon allowed you to fully just go into crit on your stats because of how good Amos's bow is. Solid looking build. Very nice.
Yeah, those all look very good. Love it.
Very, very nice. All right. We are now checking in our Discord.
Yes. He is here, so he...
Awesome.
Let's see.
Did you have any specific things for us? Top 0.04% Nivelettes and Farina, and top 0.8% Arlecchino. Well, now I have to check because you just basically labeled 2 of my favorite characters. All right, your Farina, 73 over 202. I'm gonna guess you're talking about Akasha, because Akasha does focus only on crit. So C2. I mean, still, solid build. 38,000 HP, a 73 over 200 with 172 ER and C2. Wolfang is putting in the work.
I'm surprised. Yeah, I'm just surprised you have C2, but no weapon. You don't see that often.
Yeah, I think it's probably because you have to remember in Akasha that even if you have, let's say, on someone like Nivelette, who kind of, you know, using the 4-piece Marechaussee, getting that 36% crit rate, you know, you'll see a lot of them between the 30 and 40% crit rates. But in Akasha, it doesn't count in the extra 36% crit rate he's going to get. And so it puts it as a very low tier Nivelette. For instance, my Nivelette has an extremely high crit damage. I'm a 41 over like 3 something, like 310, 320 or something like that. And so Akasha says that my Nivelette's not very good comparatively because I don't have a lot of crit rate. Little does it know that I'm at 77 over 300 when I get my stacks up, which is very easy to do. So here, it seems like if they went heavy into, if they got the crit damage weapon, they'd be at a, you know, a 40 something, I guess, a 45, I think. Right? Yeah, 45, something like that, 45.2 over a 290. So, you know, Akasha would say that that's bad because the crit rate isn't high enough. But
Yeah.
still, I think that's why at least people do.
That's why we have
certain
an
crit
issue
weapons.
with Akasha, because it like only reads the crit. Because like, well,
For placement at least, yeah. It's
it's
just,
like
yeah.
it's like telling you your Ganyu is not good. And yeah, but I get 40% more crit rate in my freeze team. So like,
Also, they're not even
or
counting on the
whatever.
fact of like Wolfang giving them extra crit rate off your skills because when you do hits with Wolfang,
Yes.
you also get a maximum, I think, of 8%. So you're technically an 80 over 202, which is technically even better. So that's just another way that Akasha isn't even helping out this build. Anyways, though,
Right.
beyond Akasha and my, you know, not necessarily super fun ideals with it, this is an absolute cracked Farina. Great job. Once again, you'll see a lot of sacrificials on high percentage Nivelettes just for the crit rate main stat so that they can go heavy into crit damage. But 34,000 HP on him. 66 over 250. Very nice. Triple crowned, of course. Got to make sure you get as much damage as possible. On damage bonus, Hydra damage bonus goblet. Very nice. And then the feather. Wow, that's actually nice. I mean, you got these 3 pieces on set. So good to the point that the feather was like your okay, I can get rid of my other pieces. I have a pretty good feather offset, which it does. Double HP, double crit. It's pretty good. Holy cow. All right, now we're looking at Arlecchino. Oh my goodness. Okay, here's the thing about this, right? Normally, you'll see like great things on this. Like it's extremely difficult to get an 80 over 220 when looking at characters that have crit rate, like with a low crit rate weapon. So Zhao getting an 80 over 220 is a little difficult on his personal set. Same thing with Arlecchino. Her weapon is the same amount of crit rate. On her personal set, it's very difficult. But even still, on a Glad, it's extremely difficult to get an 80 over 220 on this. And you went above the bar. You went 86 over basically 220.
That's crazy. Absolutely nuts.
I mean-
Just looking at the crit stats in the artifacts, they're all lined up. It's crazy. That is disgustingly good.
I mean, literally, like you would literally have to be like, oh, well, technically this went once into crit rate, and I would have rather it go into crit damage, so I could be an 83 or an 82 over 226 or something. So I would actually be over the 80 over 220. But like, you are so like perfect on this piece, on this Arlecchino.
Yeah.
Arlecchino's doing just
There's
fine.
nothing to pick at.
Even C0.
Yeah. Wow.
Because on her personal set with her weapon and C2, I have a little bit more attack than this, but this is, I mean, this is correct because I'm at like a 72 over 209 or something like that. So this is crazy. Very nice job. I mean, honestly, extremely good builds on what you've got going on here. Aqua Simulacra, Staff of Home on Raiden. You'll see a lot of those with damage build Raidens. Holy cow. Loss of a little ER, but honestly, could somewhat be worth it with crit. You're Ahitham. Pretty nice. Anyways, very nice characters though.
You love to see it.
All right. Mixed characters. Just a smiley face with mixed characters. E. That's who we're looking at now. E. That's it.
E.
Cloron's mentor waiting room. Is that... Wait, who is Cloron's mentor?
All right, let's look up Ashikai video. All right. Men's Leaf. Okay, I don't know the answer.
Skyward Spine on Shenhe? Love to see that. A C1 Shenhe. Did you get her on her rerun or did you get her like recently? That's really cool though, because I got Shenhe on her first rerun just because I thought she was a cool character, and then little did I know she was actually good for cryo DPS characters. But I just liked her, so. Dang, that's great. I mean, 4-piece. Oh, so you're going for burst damage a little bit on this character. 52 over 123. Pretty nice though. Okay.
Yeah, I guess Skyward Spine it really is a good alternative if you don't have the weapon, because it is a high base attack, which we all know you want attack on Shen as much as possible. But the ER also, like you want that too. So it's a
Yeah.
nice alternative.
Very nice. A lot of attack on that too. That's very, very
At
good.
3,000 plus.
That's a nice C6 visual to show.
Oh yeah.
2-piece
Love
golden
the
trip,
crit rate.
2-piece gilded, so a lot of EM, I think, right? No. Skill damage and EM. Okay.
That's an awesome official actually.
Yeah.
Very good crit, comfy ER. You got over 200 EM, almost 2,000 attack. Yeah, that official's popping off in an aggravate team for sure.
Solid build going on here. C6 Yunjin, you don't see this very often.
Ooh,
This is like an
I
interesting
love
account.
that. Oh yeah.
Damage as well, a little bit.
G6, Fav with 55% crit rate, very good. 2,300 defense, almost
I would just love
almost
to see
2,400.
what...
Like that's great.
I want to
That's
see like
perfect.
what
220
some of the
ER.
skills do or something like that, just to see what happens. But triple defense on the artifact pieces are pretty good.
Yeah.
220 ER, that's just honestly just solid build.
Your Yoimiya, if you have her, is loving that. Or other normal attack characters.
3-10-10 on your Yayumiko, R1. This is a 2-piece noblesse, which is burst. And golden troop is skill. Okay, so you're just basically going heavy on your burst and your skills. Interesting. Alright, pretty good. Love that. Love a good Yayumiko build. 200 EM, 77 over 200, 150 ER, comfy, 1700
Very
attack. Honestly, goated stuff going on here. 62 over 112 with 681 EM. Honestly, once again, everything onset damage bonus. Nice.
Yep. Decent Ahita.
I mean, all your characters are just like, it's just like, wow, just well built. What?
Ooh, the Charlotte, I like to see it.
Got some nice damage out of your Charlotte here. I mean, I know you're on Maiden, but why does your crit look good? Holy cow, your crit
You know how
actually is
Maiden,
nice.
you know how Maiden pieces go. He probably didn't even go for it on purpose.
That's true. And Maiden was just nice to you.
Maiden's just like, ah yes, crit.
Nice. I mean, still a nice crit ratio, by the way, with ER.
I love
and
that. I
38,000
love that.
Fav.
Yeah, that's a good Shevers. I love that. 'Cause, yeah, you still have the high HP, with 40k being the threshold, so you're getting near that. Which is very good. And then you still like the skill and burst hits probably look pretty good. 40k's, maybe more, probably
Almost
more.
50k on your Baiju with R5 prototype Amber, fair with 200 ER, 81010. Solid C1 as well.
It's a lot of ER.
On a
Or
4-piece ocean,
HP. That's a lot.
it's a lot of HP with a lot of ER. That's just nuts. Very well done. Very well done. Holy cow. You guys are popping off. So you got some like, this was honestly, I liked looking at this because these are characters we don't see very often. These two are kind of meh. We see kind of often, and Baiju kind of as well. But it was nice to see a Shevers, a Charlotte, you know, a Yunjin, and a
The
Fischl.
Yunjin. Yeah, and even the Shenhe.
Yeah, Shenhe was cool to see as well. We don't see much of those. So thank you. Great job though. Even though I am late to this, I would like to participate still. We got you, Bismarck, don't worry. Alright, Bismarck. I say I'm just gonna sit over here. We can just let Genshin play in the background. C6 Eula, C6 Arla done. Cloron is home. What in the world? Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay. No advice is necessary. This is just a total
This
flex.
is flex build.
And you know it. You know it.
This is a great crit ratio on her. I don't have her weapon, but I use Wolf's Gravestone on her. Very good build. I don't have a 4-piece Pale Flame though. Pale Flame has not been nice to me at all, and that's okay. I'm gonna cry in the corner.
Man really said, "I will make physical work."
Dude, and I'm okay with it. Good job. Holy cow. Oh yeah. Okay. We have the same crit damage.
in chat. Just a
We
little.
have literally the same crit damage. 208.9. I've got a little bit more crit rate in you than you, but you've just got C6, so I'm just gonna shut up and look. Like that's all I can do. It's like I'm gonna sit here. I have 10%.
Just admire.
I have like 11%
Just
more crit rate and a
envy.
little bit more attack, and then you're like, yeah. So anyways, I got C6, and I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna go shut up. I'm gonna go sit in the corner. Very well done though. Honestly, smart as well. By the way, weapon increases are nice to get to quote unquote R5 or whatever. But honestly, if you're gonna do anything, just go for the constellations. Go for characters as well, like first, other characters. But if you really like a character and you really want to get like high constellation, you're kind of debating between getting like high constellations and some high refinements. Just go constellations if you're gonna do that.
No, I'm just waiting
this
for
person.
Bismarck to actually say in chat. Yeah, so I actually only have like five stars. It's just that you look Arlecchino I gave all the constellations to, so
I mean,
because
even still,
that could be the case. But yeah, and even still,
look
it's
at this. I mean, if you
wow.
put Beto, Fischl, and Layla
probably
with
not, though.
Arlecchino, I mean with Eula, and then you put, well, maybe not Fischl, but if you put like Beto, Layla, Eula, and another rando character in there, like another Electro, and then put Fischl, Arlecchino, Chevrus, and Bennett, I mean, you are forcing the Abyss to work in your favor. Dear goodness.
Yeah,
though.
when you have a C6, you can kind of just strong arm the Abyss.
Basically. C1R1.
Just like, no, I'm gonna use Pyro on Pyro because I can.
By the way, this is a very recent character, so you have definitely either saved, or your wallet is definitely hurting you a little bit. 72 over
Maybe a little
200?
bit of both.
Maybe both. 72 over 200. Interesting, an attack percent. Don't see that very often. Just going for a straight Electro. It can work. It's very good though. Of course you have an onset. Of course you have an onset. Of course. No, I love that. Oh my goodness, dude. These got some great looking characters. C3, Black Tassel, 44th K, 133 ER, 5-piece Song of Days Past. You didn't even think the 4 was enough. You're like, you know what? No, 5. C6 Layla, 80 out of 90, 38k HP. You'll be happy about that one, Rift.
Ooh. Hold up.
C4 Beto. Oh, do you want me to go back?
Yeah, go back to the Layla. What we? Yes. Why do you need 142 crit damage?
Hey,
Why?
that 1 in 6 chance that you're gonna crit, it's worth.
That 1 in 6 chance for when I can actually hit a 4-digit number.
Hey, it's nice. You know. Hey.
Funny, but yeah,
Sacrificial.
the HP was great.
214 ER, 1 for 2 crit, 1300 attack, good amount of HP for a nice shield for C4, solid 4-piece emblem build. I mean, just a solid. You've got solid characters
Love
on your
this
account.
skill.
1 for 2, C6 Fischl, stringless. So you're at
Physical
210.
damage bonus.
Why not just run her weapon? I am confused.
Where's the Minernot
think-
Waltz?
Oh, I think they switched some pieces over because I don't think this is
Maybe yeah, it was a
they moved some pieces
testing
around.
something.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I just I caught my eye before anything else. Okay.
Should I be doing
Sethos
this?
is dead.
Oh, dude, that's where my first great magic can go. Sethos. Thank you, Bismarck.
You just
Thank
had a
you.
great awakening.
You just allowed, you just opened my brain. Like my brain just opened, because I have Sethos as well, And I was like, I was like, okay, using these 4-star weapons, I was like, I really like these 4 stars or whatever. And yeah, you could, choose some 5 stars. But I have 2 first grade magics. One's on Tanari, and the other one I was like, okay, kind of waiting for either a future character or whatnot. Because I don't like, what's his name? Character who's actually, it's 4. Linny. I'm not a fan of Linny. So I was like, okay, well, what do I do with this extra weapon? So I just threw it on Child as a stat stick. The ability is absolutely useless for him because he doesn't really like other characters that are similar, like using Hydro as well. He kind of likes other characters, which just increases his movement speed, which is not great. Whereas Sethos, he could use that like a lot. Holy cow. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you're right. You're big brain. Big brain. Thank you. Thank you, Bismarck. You opened up my brain. Your C6 Eula and your C6 Arlecchino broke my brain, but your Sethos on First Great Magic opened it, so thank you. I'm going to guess you possibly lost to Crimson Moon Semblance? Or, I don't know, maybe you ripped it off your... I think so, because... Or, I don't know, I don't think you ripped it off your Lenny. But, yeah, I mean, awesome. Holy cow. Great job. Great looking account, Bismarck. Very, very nice.
Yeah. And he's only AR-56. I just realized that. Oh.
1 second, I'll be right back.
Goodness. How do you get 2 C6 5-stars and you're only AR-56? That's crazy to me. But yeah, someone asked about the 2.3 Honkai Star Rail. Yeah, I'm honestly just assuming with the June 18th at like really late at night. But other than that, it's pretty much like globally it's known as the Wednesday, June 19th. Because even with Genshin, they say that. They're like, oh, it'll be live on Wednesday, and it's like, well, for us, I mean, we're able to get in 10 p.m. Tuesday night, so.
Why? Why? Just... Oh.
What's happening, Vixen? Why what?
Just... Everybody in chat's probably gonna understand. We're just not gonna... Just... Why? Why? Alright. We're not gonna look past the name. Alright,
Oh.
got some nice characters in the showcase. Yes, we can review your showcase, unnamed person. 2100 attack Zhao. I love that you put a Zhao here, because we love Zhao. Primordial, I have yet to get it. 79 over 211. That's really good. That's like really, really good. 2-piece Veritas and 2-piece Shimenawas. Nice. What you need to do now, I'm going to guess you have everything else built. Full focus Vermilion. I'm kidding. You don't have to do that. I'm just kidding. Very nice build, though. Primordial Jade Cutter. Okay, so did you just lose all your... Oh, this is... Hey, Rift, it's you. Just a different version of you.
It's me.
You just lost other 50-50 on the weapons. Look at that.
Just, alright, you know...
Alright, sorry, anyways. How do you get a 1 for 2 perfectly? Well, not really a 1 for 2 perfectly. You got 100% crit rate on the dot. Are you seeing this, Rift?
That's kind of,
Did you like purposefully mean to do this, or did this just happen?
Man, really said, my goal is to hit 100% crit rate. Like, 100%. If I get 100.3, I have to redo the rolls. Like, that's very aesthetically pleasing.
That just looks nice. Imagine
the
if this
attack
was
is
a 1
great,
for
by
2.
the way. The HP, like, everything is good.
Imagine this was like 100% crit rate, 200% crit damage, both on the dot.
Dude, I wouldn't think it's a build. I would just think, oh, it's a trial Ayato. Like, okay.
That's insane.
Like, it would
Too
weird.
perfect.
It would just look weird.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Now your Amos's bow. 4-piece Wanderer's Troop, 74 over 200. Holy cow. 2000 attack, 4-piece Wanderer. Yeah. Dang. Onset. Very good. 1088. I mean, I feel like half of these are just going to be flexes, so I'm just going to say nice.
Just to recap, we did E, right?
Oh, I jumped over Ame and Travis. I jumped over to
Yeah, this, we did
Admiral.
Admiral Bisman.
We haven't
That
done
one right
Aura
now.
yet. Undo Aura. Undo Aura real
Well,
quick as well.
that's the one you tried to get into.
Yeah, undo it because we're gonna try it another time.
All right.
All right. Okay, so we've got 67 over 200 on Skyward Harp, and your Skyward Harp's not even fully leveled. Oh my goodness. On 4-piece Nev Stream, 40 ER, Hydro damage bonus high, 11, so a 10. So you crown the normal, fair, because Child gets a +1 to his normal attack. So a 10, 8, 9, very nice. Onset Niv Stream. I mean, your character's just, your game just loves you. Onset. Dude, how many onsets do you have? I guess technically you could say 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Okay. I don't like you. I'm kidding. 75 over 180, 220 ER. Okay, I've noticed that people go for like a higher crit to sacrifice like 40% ER. Like people are okay with not hitting 260 and they're okay with hitting 220. Which is fair. Personally,
Yeah.
I like getting to the 260 because it still means you're doing more damage than having a better crit. But still.
I mean, yeah, having the crit rate does feel good though. Like, I'd definitely rather have like a high 70 on my right end instead of like a low 50.
This might be why they have an attack percent sans on. So if they put in an ER sans, it would jump to like 270. So they don't want that, which is fair.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
The attack, I know from personal experience, the attack makes a huge difference. So
74
sometimes
over
it's just
207.
it's weird balancing her.
You can get a little bit more crit rate, so you're probably at a 75,
With
76.
144 ER.
Mm-hmm. And she ascends into crit damage, so this is actually a 75.8. No. Just a 75.7 over like a 218 or something like 215, 216 or something like that. Very nice.
Wow.
On a 4-piece glide. Nice job. Because some of these characters aren't ascended. Like these 3 aren't ascended. So she's getting extra crit damage. She's getting extra crit rate. So this is actually a... Oh my goodness.
Well, why? What am I looking at?
And they even went double HP on it. You
What
have
am I
8% more
looking
crit
at?
damage to get here. So you're at a 281, really. Something like that. It's
What
like a
is
280.
this?
And this is actually another like 3% crit rate or something like that to get the extra ascension. So I don't know, like 3 or 4%. So you're actually at like a 73,
Dude, it's
74
not
over
even max
280.
level?
33,000 HP.
Dude.
You're doing some damage with your Frina. And then also that's why you can't level these talents anymore. 888 though, very nice. And
Guys,
then
am I crazy?
almost 888. What happened?
Am I crazy? Like, that was crazy.
Oh, it's extremely insane.
Where does that come from?
Go
Can
to
artifacts
pieces.
even hold all that crit? Like, what in the world? Crazy. Look at all that. Look at all that. The feather, 13. There's more crit rate than crit damage. Same thing on the sands. 16% crit rate, which still has 14% crit damage.
That's insane. And you also got HP percent on these pieces.
That's crazy.
I mean, you sacrifice some ER, but honestly, if you're doing double hydro, it's okay. And with the damage you're outputting, what's the point? Dear goodness.
Who cares? Like, yeah.
All right, 55 plus 36 from the Mer Chassé. 61, 80, 91. 91 over 198, and you're not even fully ascended? My
You're
goodness.
crit. That's also an HP weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if you had Tome of the Eternal Flow right there.
Yeah, he'd be hitting the plus
And you could
300.
just switch your Hydro damage to an HP percent. You'd still have around the same HP. Actually, a little bit more. Just slightly more. You'd have like 36,000 on guess. With like
With tome
270.
and an HP percent,
damage.
yeah.
90 something to 270. Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Really good builds, though. You guys have some crazy correct builds. That account, the game just loves you and hates us. That's all I can say. We're going to go back to Ame, though. I am super sorry. This is why Rift is here. Because I make stupid mistakes.
I make stupid mistakes.
Also, could you guys tell me, Chloron is your aunt? Kaede. I'm okay with this. I really love Chloron. Awesome character. I wish I had her, but I'm going for Farina.
Same.
I'm gonna have to get Chloron in a rerun, sadly. It is what it is, though. Miss Splitter, one of her best weapons, so good job. That's nice. On a 4-piece Thundering Fury, pretty nice, especially if you have the even if you don't, but if you're going for like a quicken team, pretty good, pretty solid. 75 over 233. Holy cow.
Oh my.
All that electro damage bonus. Insane.
Yeah,
Absolutely
really.
insane. High attack.
That's gotta feel good. That's gotta really feel good.
Oh, the crit on those. Pure goodness. That flower. Okay. All right. Widsith, R5 Widsith on your Yaimiko. Amazing choice. 78 over 204. Nice. On 4-piece Golden Troop. 9, 10, 10. I mean, this is just Flex City. I'm gonna just like be clicking on, be like, yep, great build. 10, 8, 9, 39,000 HP, Hydro damage bonus. You have 39k HP with your damage bonus. 263.
That's a lot.
Holy cow.
But and never mind the Hydro Resonance. You're going over 40k.
Mm-hmm. Because what's that? It's 25% of your regular base HP, right? So what's 25% of that is like just under 4k. So yeah, it's like 42.
Like that.
It's like 42,000 HP, 41.5 or something like that.
Wow. That's crazy.
With a 77 over 263.
Goshantuar, welcome. Hello.
I'll hate them. 70 over 214. 306 EM. Danger damage bonus. Nice. 4-piece gilded. 9, 10, 10. Just nice. That's all I got. Nice. Oh my.
Yeah. Gulshan, if you want your account reviewed, you can join our Discord. There's a link in chat above. There also should be a link in the description. You join our Discord. There's an account review channel, and you just throw your UID in there, and you'll be added to the queue.
Okay, I'm gonna go real heavy here. What are you feeding your Yelan?
Oh boy, let me look at this.
All right, I'm back to
Well,
normal. But dear goodness, guys, what happened here?
Wow.
32k HP, 74 over 244, 140 ER.
Let me see for reference. Where am I sitting at? Hold on.
Rift also
Okay.
has a Caesar R1, and he built his Yelan pretty well. What's your HP at?
33,572 is where I'm sitting at in HP. I have 86 Elements Mastery, so very similar. There.
Crit?
I'm at 65.8 to 222.1. 171.2 ER.
Okay, so he lost to ER, but he has higher crit than you.
Higher crit. Yeah, higher crit rate and damage.
That's crazy. 9, 10,
So
10,
just
by the way. Almost
slightly
took a
less
round.
HP, a little less ER. EM's practically the same. I mean, I'm only 7 higher, so essentially this.
It's basically a
could just be
similar
higher
build.
rolls,
It's just
lower
different
rolls,
what
whatever.
you went into.
Yeah, basically.
Insane.
Because, I spent like a good 3,000 to 4,000 resin on Yelan.
And you kind of have to. This is an insane Ayato, dude. What in the world? 78 over 260, guys. Oh my goodness, guys. 78 over 260. 4-piece glad. 2,000 attack. Holy cow.
Those 44% crit rate weapons just they
Or something
carry
else.
so it's such a stat stick.
Oh, Lost Prayer on
Crazy.
Shan Yun. DPS Shan Yun. 799. One for an over a 1 for 2, but a better sense of going over the 1 for 2. Oh, iridescent.
Yeah, that's like a Shan Yun.
ER attack
probably
percent. You have
fun
that much
to see
crit
that
going
I heard.
ER and attack percent. Insane. Actually insane. C2 Kazuha, you're amazing. With the R1, you're awesome. This is without giving himself
Good
200 ER, so
ER.
he's got 1,000 or EM, sorry. So it's the C2 gives himself, as well as anybody who's in his burst, an extra 200 EM, even if he's off field, which means he's actually at a 1239 EM. And it is a 0.04% damage bonus to whatever element he swirls that he gives to the entire party. So if you do 1239 times 0.04, he's giving a 49.56% elemental damage bonus. So if he uses Chloron in this team, he's bumping up the any of the damage bonus of the Electro that he swirled, going from 773.6 added to 49.56 is 123.16, I think. Hold on, let me grab my calculator before I
Dude.
do this all in my head.
Good night. I mean, hey, Cloran Kazuha, and then just do Nahida Yaimiko.
Yep,
Damage of that
123.16.
team is.
Wow.
You just turn Cloran into like a makeshift Raiden on ER, and like the damage bonus.
Imagine if he had Raiden too. She's turning all that energy recharge into. She's already at over 100%, over usually 100% and like damage bonus anyways, and 50% to that.
Right.
Holy cow. Crazy though. Amazing builds, great characters. Love the Kazuha. I'd love to see C2 Kazuhas. I wish I could have one for myself, but I love new characters too much. Great job though. Amazing. on that.
Yeah.
Travis, you are up next. Another quote-unquote early player. C2 R1 Arlecchino, love to see it.
You want to know how much money to spend? Be real.
What do you mean by money to spend?
My advice. I'm looking at chat. Ghost Contour asks, what I want to know how much money to spend.
No.
I'll be real. My advice is just don't. You don't need to.
If you want to do anything, if you're like, look, I have some expendable income, I have some extra income that I want to use on a hobby, and I really like Genshin, and I think I'm going to be playing for a while, then I would be like, okay, if you think you're going to be playing for a good amount of time, what I would start with is getting the low tier battle pass, the $10 battle pass, and getting the Welkin. So the Blessing of the Welkin Moon, just spending $5 for that. So each month you're spending $5, and then every 6 weeks you're spending $10. So over a period like that, you're not spending a lot of money, but you can start to get into the game and be like, I'm spending a little bit. It helps your daily primo gem count go from 60 to 150, so you can get a wish a day just by doing that. And then the battle pass is going to give you battle pass weapons, as well as more wishes, as well as more materials and Mora and heroes wit, so it can help you level up your characters a lot easier. So if you are going to spend money in the game, I would start with that. If you're talking about beyond that, you don't have to, but I would say buying out the shop once. If you're like, it's once a year basically that they reset the shop for its double. So if you go into it and you can get double the amount of rewards for whatever the base number is. So if you buy the $100 pack and it's 6,480 primos, you get the first time that you buy it, you get double the amount of primos. Second time, third time, fourth time, and every time after that, you're getting an extra 1,600. So it's not good. So I would just say buying out the shop once every year, spending the 200. If you want to go further than that is what you would do. But like Riff said, you don't have to go beyond. You honestly don't even have to spend $1 in the game, to be honest. That was a
It doesn't really matter what I said because I was glitching through the audio when I was talking at that time. And who knows if I'm doing it now?
No, you're good on my end at least.
Just look at the chat.
Well, I guess I could, but
Oh, that was
everybody
funny.
gets to see it as well.
I was done talking and you started talking and I look at the chat and everyone's like, "Oh, please stop talking."
Rift.
That was great.
Guys, Rift, shut up. Yikes. All right, that's funny actually. All right, looking back at Arlecchino, stuff like that. All right, so 70 over 230, looking great. C2 R1, love to see it. 4-piece fragment, awesome. C0 R1 R5, Black Sword, cool. 55 over 217, also on fragment, love to see it. You got some great fragment pieces, awesome. Honestly, I would have kept grinding fragment as well if I got Chlorond. So this is basically what would happen if I was. So great job. Also, you were smart. You don't necessarily have to increase her normal attacks because it's technically still counted as skill damage. So it's the damage that she does whenever she does her enhanced normals and enhanced skills. It's still counted when you only leveling up this talent. You can but when you are applying buffs and whatnot, it is counted as normal attack damage. But so when you like give a buff or whatever to, let's say, normal attacks, that's where it'll buff it, but its damage is still based off the skill. So that's the only one you want to level. Hopefully that made sense. Dear goodness. Okay. Oh my goodness, great. Okay,
Alright,
I'm a nitpick here.
another-
Great Novelette.
That's crazy.
I could nitpick,
You're correct.
and I'm just gonna say you could go an HP percent goblet. And I say that with everyone because everybody usually goes higher damage bonus. Well, not everyone, but you could kind of go both ways. I would just say that because you'll probably get way more damage out of your Novelette that way. You can test it out if you can get a similar crit ratio on an HP percent goblet and switch it in because you've already got the 4-piece everywhere else. But I would just test it out, see what your damage changes look like on a rotation. But personally, at least from my personal experience, especially when you use Farina, the HP percent usually goes a little bit farther. I'll just shut my mouth here. Rift, what is this?
Hey, I don't know. So moving on, Venti.
32,000 HP, 74 over 250, basically.
Look at the ER though.
180
The ER is still good.
Yep. And they didn't even go double HP, by the way. They went in ER sans.
That's one of those things you look at, like 73 to 240. Wow, that's very good. Surely you only have like 110. Nope, 180. Okay, well, all right. Well, what's your H? Over 31,000. Okay, all right.
It's like, all right, I'll shut up now. My bad.
Well, yeah. Okay. I try to look for something. I just can't.
So you go, technically you could go for an HP percent, but then you lose all the ER. But yeah, anyways, great job. Great build. Oh, okay. I thought that was a
Crazy.
5-piece Viridescent, and I was about to be like, you were just like, yeah, no. I need all 5 pieces. Screw
It
it.
does look like it. It does look like it.
But
Even after you said that, I was still looking like, wait, where's the? Oh, it's the flower.
yeah, it kind of blended in. All right, but yeah, here we go. I mean, technically, you could get even more EM actually out of this weapon too. That's the funny thing. 68 over 122, 140 something ER, 699, good stringless, C0, solid venting on a 4-piece Viridescent, some damage as well as some buffing.
Ooh, shield bot Zhongli.
Holy 55,000 HP. I know people can usually get to like 60k, but this is still extremely nice to see. 16 and 10%.
There's some crit stats in there too.
Yeah.
Like probably on accident. Like maybe you're not looking for it, but it's kind of funny. Like people's Kazuas tend to do the same thing. When you go triple EM, you don't care, but you still end up with like maybe 20-30% crit rate and like maybe close to 100% crit damage. You're like, oh, okay.
Dude, look at that.
That's nice, I guess, right?
10% HP on the flower, 16% on the feather, and it went into HP as well on this piece. Holy cow.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious. I want to look at my Zhongli for reference, at least on HP, because let's see, on my flower I have 14% HP, on my feather I have 19.2% HP. Okay, well, I thought I was worse than that. Never mind. Sorry.
6, 10,
I thought
10
his was
Raiden.
honestly better.
This is nice, though. This Raiden's actually kind of solid.
I'm also
You're a
not a
little
shield bot
high
Zhongli,
on ER, so I would say, if anything, I mean, this is very difficult to do, but somehow lose the ER. And I don't know.
That's
I
awesome.
don't know how you're gonna do
Yeah.
it, but
You could even just switch to an attack percent.
well, that's the thing though, because if right, if you have the 293.9% ER, and then you get rid of the main stat of the 51.8% ER. Actually, no, wait, that brings it down to like 242.1, which is where you kind
It's
of
still
and
like
if-
okay.
yeah, and
And your attack's gonna be like 2400.
yep, and if you could at least get similar
Just get
crit
some crit
stats,
rate. Yeah, and like
and then
you already
some
got
ER.
11% though. Like that's the thing. Replacing that piece might be difficult because you really want to keep that crit rate.
Yeah. The only reason I state that is because getting engulfing, by using engulfing after you use your burst, you get 30% ER. And so you're breaking over the 300% mark for the weapon as well as emblem. So that would be my only thought process. But still, I mean, you're absolutely min-maxing everything you can on this character. So Raiden's absolutely goated. 124% ER. I mean, that's just what happens. If you had that Kazuha from the earlier, add 50% to that. That's insane. Speaking of insane, 1026 EM. Very
Yeah,
nice.
if it makes you feel better, Tapung. If it makes you feel better, I use Hydra damage Goblet on Nervalet. So it's like either one works. We're talking like super minimal increase.
You have two stats of EM here. You have 187 and 65. Nothing else. Nothing else actually matters on your account. I love the 265s here and the
Goodness.
triple 187s and then the 221 here. That was just nice. Satisfying.
Wow. Yeah, very.
Nice characters though. Very well built. Very nice job.
You have all Archons, so I assume maybe you're gonna be going for Power Archon. I just now noticed that. Like me, collecting Archons.
Okay. So we've got Da Vinci up next. He said, or they said, whoever said, I failed to 36 star the Abyss even though I got a pretty good characters.
Yeah, well, I mean, this Abyss is just crazy, so.
This Abyss is pretty difficult. 60 over 240 basically on a 4-piece mesh chassé, so you're getting a 96 over 240. If anything, if you have a Wid Sith, you could try to go for that and lose the crit rate. So that might help because you're gonna basically be back at 60% when you use mesh chassé. So you could get Wid Sith and get some higher crit damage. But I honestly think your character's perfectly built. Like your Neverlet's perfectly fine as is. Nahida is, I mean, just level your goblet just to get the extra EM and maybe ascend her because she gets more EM out of this way, which means that she can give EM to her teammates more. You'll probably be able to break over that 1000 mark, which is where she starts to give a quarter of her EM over, so you can get the max 250 out of her. I don't know what else I guess could we think about here. Her last ascension.
Sometimes, okay, now this is just a personal opinion, but one of my favorite ways to build Nahida is doing double EM on the main stats and then actually going crit, because her personal damage is very, very good. I think you miss out on not being able to crit, kind of a thing. It's insane. She's consistent 30Ks if you're letting her crit, and she does get crit rate from her elemental mastery. It's part of her second passive. So you're really sitting where you're at right now. You're sitting probably around a 30% crit rate. If you had a crit rate circlet, you're looking at around 60% or better. Yes, you lose a bit of EM, but that's around where you'd be sitting in crit. So 60 to whatever. You look for crit stats like crit damage. Obviously, get that like maybe past 100. She does really, really well that way, from my experience.
True.
But there's nothing wrong with going triple EM, just going full EM, because then she is giving her maximum like EM bonus to your other characters that really want that, like Al-Haytham, Sino, whatever, fill in the blank.
As well as the damage is still pretty good based off that high EM either way, so.
Right, because she does dual scale with the attack and EM.
75 over 1, you basically have a 1 for 2 with a high crit. I
And
love to see that.
Weapon.
A plus 60%, a plus 70% crit rate Raiden is extremely nice to see. 150 crit damage as well. You have Ballad of the Fjords on, which means that you still have some extra, because it's 80 out of 80, you still have some extra crit rate to get to, which means that you could technically be an 80, probably, crit rate, which is extremely nice. It is a 4-piece emblem, I see, but still, I mean, your C1s, you're probably going for that C2, which is going to be nice for you in the future. Very nice job, though. Very well built Raiden here. Got really nothing to say here. Dear goodness, just well built. Obviously, you're probably looking for one of these 2 pieces to drop on emblem, so you can switch over to a 4-piece emblem. Your damage is going to skyrocket at that point. So I know you were talking about not being able to clear the Abyss. The 4-piece emblem does a lot of work for Raiden. It does a lot of work for some other characters, but it throws Raiden to the next stratosphere, especially when she comes back and getting that C2. It's gonna like skyrocket her even more. Huh. Don't see that very often. That is a Thundering Pulse on an official. That looks, that's gonna be so nice though. Like it's
a lore accurate official.
I was about to say,
yeah,
it's gotta look nice. Like the weapon's gotta look good on official too, because of for sure. Aesthetics wise, that's pretty cool. 4-piece Golden Troop. Yeah, 120 ER, 53 over. It's basically a 1 for 3. Pretty good. Yeah, I mean, solid look here. I mean, I think this is mainly a stat stick, but still, pretty good looking visual here.
Very good.
If you have Chevers and put like Arlecchino, Chevers, Bennett, and Fischl together, and just run that in the Abyss, you should probably clear this Abyss, my personal opinion, on the second half. First half, sorry. Because second half is all Pyro. And then if you have enough Primos for the next run, grab Farina if you can, and grab for your Novelette. That might help your Abyss runs in the future if you're having some issues. Your Arlecchino is absolutely fine. 53 over 202. 2200 attack with Primordial. Great stats. Great stuff. 1087. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, if you want to nitpick, you can see that the HP got a little bit high. So, like those HP stats could have been the crit rate stats that we're just lacking ever so slightly on.
yeah.
But once again, like that's nitpicking because like that's a good build.
Mhm.
That's getting you places. So
Yeah. Look in here. I mean, I don't think there's too much you could have done. This flower, maybe look for a little bit of better flower to go more into crit. That might be the only thing, like a heavy crit rate piece that has crit rate and crit damage.
yeah, like you have the right stats. It's just you want to go a little heavier into the crit, probably like Vixen's saying.
But I'm not sure if that's necessarily gonna crazily like hurt
Yeah,
you.
is that like even
That's
worth
not gonna
doing?
mess with your rotation on the Abyss though. So, okay.
971 with a
971.
4-star weapon.
And a 4-piece Viridescent. Triple EM. Heavy into EM.
72 EM on the
And 58. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, I mean, solid build. Plus the ER is between the 140 to 160 range. We like that. If you want, I would maybe level his skill and his burst a little bit for personal damage. That might help the Abyss do a little bit more. It's not really a crazy amount, but Kazuo does get a lot of damage out of, especially on the Madari Ranzan, if I'm saying that correctly. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, which would
The
be
plunge.
the plunge from his normal attack, actually.
Yeah, but getting the skill to like pull in and then jump and then plunge out, it's the skill that I'm pretty sure the damage is based off of. So leveling this skill is going to be extremely useful for you. And then just the burst is just going to help personal damage. None of it is extra support. It's all personal Kazuha damage. But if you could maybe level these talents to maybe help out a little bit more, to help out over damage, that might help.
It's a lot of swirl damage that's going to be going on, and which is going to be good because you have so much EM, right?
Right.
So
Nice
even
looking
non-crits are
Xingqiu.
like 10k.
Nice looking Xingqiu. Almost on a 4-piece emblem. I think honestly you're probably grinding emblem right now. Once you get Raiden on a 4-piece emblem and Xingqiu on a 4-piece emblem, I'm gonna guess you run like, once again, like Yelan. Even if you run the Vaporized team, like these 4 at the end, this is a great Vaporized team. And that's just gonna work extremely well. And once you get him on a 4-piece emblem, he'll be doing some really good personal damage as well. I think Xingqiu people focus heavily on the R5. He gets his skill back, high ER, which is very good. You did exactly that. But getting that 4-piece emblem actually helps his damage do really well, just like Yelan. Actually a good support character for damage. Yes, about a 4-star Rift. Surprising.
Yeah, I was going to say, wow, you talked for more than 30 seconds about a 4-star? Wow.
So someone check
gotta
my
record
pulse.
that
Am I
one.
actually real? But yeah, C4 Bennett, nice.
Lots of ER.
5-piece Noblesse too, and it worked. Everything went well. Ooh, that's crazy. You don't even have this leveled. Okay, so here's the thing, right? You're gonna want to level this piece, which I'm gonna guess you're trying to. Reason why is because if you have a higher base attack, you're gonna give a better buff to your other characters like Arlecchino. So
Yeah, that's like the last piece to not level, to be honest.
yeah. But honestly, you have literally everything perfectly built here. High HP for heals, 250 ER, it's perfect. And you've got the good stats here. HP percent, ER, and crit rate. You're probably just waiting to level this piece. So, I mean, that's probably what's happening here. Yeah, because you are a 56. So you're probably just waiting to level the piece. You don't have the materials to. But yeah, keep grinding Emblem for these two characters. Get two good crit rate circlets, which I know it's extremely difficult to do. I know saying that is like, it's easier said than done. Believe me, circlets are the bane of my existence as well, especially when you have this, a similar crit ratio, the two pieces here with some ER. I know it's difficult to do, but honestly, even if you don't get crazy good crit damage out of this, the 4-piece emblem is going to way outdo the little bit of crit damage that you might lose, or all of the crit damage you might lose here. It's going to help you out so much. And same thing with Xingqiu. And then leveling this. That's kind of all I would say here. But very good builds. Holy cow, you're doing extremely well.
Yeah, especially like your AR-56. Very good for where, like, I mean, yeah, you're in end game, but like seeing when you're not at 60, it's easy to gauge like roughly how long the player's been playing. Because I hit AR-60 about a year in, so to be where you're at about a year in, give or take, and have that good of builds is kind of crazy. Because I didn't have that good of builds that far in.
Yes.
Minus like literally one or two characters. Like my Yelan, I just had really early on, and like I threw so much resin into it. So, but you get to like have multiple characters. It's awesome.
Oh my goodness, I can see the bottom now.
That's a great Navia. Who are we looking at next? Who is this?
This is PTB in our Discord.
PTB. Wow. Love the Navia. I mean, almost 2,400 attack. 70 to 223. Just gotta feel really, really consistent. Yeah, that's awesome. I don't really like this. Good Navia. Good Navia. Just looking at all those crit stats.
Same.
Just that left column of stats is just 10, 26, the 26, 8, 20, 10. Like, oh, so good.
That's just, I mean, wow. That's all I have to say. Just nice. Just. All right, next. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh,
What is up with you Asia server people? Holy cow.
I love this Nahida. Yes, C6, but like even stat wise, this is like what I was talking about earlier. You can see how they're using EM on the sands, but then they're going Dendro damage crit. And I'm telling you, it works. Yes, you're not at 1,000, you're 300 off from 1,000, but it does that 52 to 184. This Nahida is definitely hitting. If it was C0, this Nahida at Gander is hitting 40k, but because it's C6, yeah, that changes everything.
This is insane. That's just nice build. That's all I have to say. Like, when I see a C6 character, it's very difficult to actually like be like, yes, I would like to nitpick this.
All right, looks good. Nice.
Double HP, 37,000 HP.
I'm curious if what level was the normal attack?
Triple crowned.
What level is the Nahida normal attack? I'm curious.
Like I said, it's triple crowned.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I just hadn't checked. Sorry.
No, you're good.
But yeah, good Farina too. Like, dear goodness.
71 over 180.
For being on
160
Fleur.
ER. 210. 4-piece golden.
Very nice HP.
Solid builds.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, those the stats you want, the crit, the HP, and the ER are all very decent.
I think it's similar to the last build we saw on the Yelan. Just a little bit
Yeah,
more ER.
I think so.
About 20% more ER.
More ER, less crit damage, and the crit rate's the same, if not more.
And the HP was about the same.
Because I think we were looking at like a 73, 74, maybe something like that, to like a 220, maybe even 240. I think it was 240 higher than mine.
Solid Yelan.
Yeah.
C1.
Good
first grade
Yelan
magic.
builds are fun.
Love to see it. Love to see it. 10, 9, 10.
See, that's what I tried to do, remember? And I got a second Aqua. When it was the Linny Yelan. I was like, you know what? I want to see if I can get Linny's bow for my Tainari, because I know it would help the charge attack damage a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up getting just a second copy of Aqua, and I'm like, hey, That's okay. I knew that could happen. But it's like it's a good stat bow, so like I threw it on. That's what my Tainari uses in Aqua, but it still works because it's 88% crit damage, and my Tainari hits 40k on every single shot, including like all the little ones that come out. A lot of very bursty damage.
38 over 250 here, 145. That EM's just like, it's gotta just hurt because it's just almost 200. But very solid build, plus a 15% crit rate you're getting here, so that's why this is a little bit lower, I'm gonna guess. Because it's basically a 52 over 250, so. Very good build.
Yeah, the crits.
Onset.
Crazy good.
Very nice. I think this is either 12 or 15%, so it's basically a 50, whatever it is. C1 Hu Tao. Haven't seen a Hu Tao in a little while.
Yeah.
Triple crowned, of course.
Ooh, that crit is awesome.
70 over 235.
This is a man after my own heart.
That's crazy too, because 30,000 HP, and then you went EM so that you could go. Because Staff of Homa turns HP into attack, and your damage is based off your attack. Contrary to popular belief, she does damage off her attack, not HP and attack.
Oh, hey, Luke. Welcome. Nice to see you.
Because her HP turns into
I mean,
attack.
yeah, I do.
Oh,
I
goodness.
think if not all buffs are active, then yeah, I am seeing high 30s. To be fair, I'm talking like, okay, I'm making sure everything is going in like his best team.
What does Ganyu
Which sometimes I don't
C1
always
do?
use him in his best team. I think it just doesn't it just give her another something about her skill. I don't remember though.
Chief.
I'd
I have
have to
no
look
clue.
at
It
it.
looks like a defense down of some sort, or like a shield, or like a resistance of
Yeah,
some sort.
from her skill.
Taking
I'm
damage
looking
from
at
a
it
charge
right
level 2 of Frostflake Arrow or Frostflake Arrow Bloom, decreases opponent's cryo resistance by
Cryo rest.
15%
Yeah.
for 6 seconds. A hit generates 2 energy for Ganyu. This effect can only occur once per charge level 2 Frostflake Arrow, regardless if Frostflake Arrow itself or its Bloom hit the target. It's extra energy and a
Yeah,
cryo
it's
resistance.
just a nice little damage upgrade.
Yep. On set, very nice. 48 over 230. Yeesh. And just hitting, so yeah, my goodness. 2300 attack. And 143. And on the weapon, R2. Solid build. Solid build. Okay. Pop off, why don't you? 2100 attack, 64 over 153. 280 ER, 61010.
What is this?
Very
That's
nice.
crazy, dude.
Solid build here. A lot of crit
And you could
damage.
still
Oh
lose
my
ER and get some like, I don't know,
goodness.
crit rate or something.
I mean, I thought my riding was
That's
built
a
well.
lot. Yeah, really.
Dear goodness, guys.
Like the comparison is not even funny. My writing sounds garbage when you look at that one.
Let's say mine's
Okay, like I'm
similar,
curious.
but
Like
dear
let's
goodness.
just like roast mine real quick. So if you're looking at his writing, look at his writing while I give you my stats,
Oh, okay.
because it'll just make my writing look terrible.
Okay.
So you got 2095 attack. I have 1675. Major difference. Now if we look at crit, I'm 49 to 132. So I'm suffering on crit rate. Major difference. ER I'm at 275. So I'm one of those write-ins that's like higher on the ER and could
So
lose
are
a little bit.
They're at 282.
Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
But like I haven't gone to rebuild my writing in a hot minute. So I really want to, but like you know me, building all my characters first.
Yep. Okay, so Featherend or Gilgamesh in game. No pyro DPS.
That's a 1-to-4. Everyone was talking about a 1-to-3 ratio. That's a 1-to-4 ratio.
I guess Fischl's hitting hard no matter what.
2300.
With a 53
Oh
over
my
206.
goodness.
4-piece golden troop. Solid build. C0R1. Nice. 63 over 245.
A lot of crit damage.
In Marshal say, so you're actually at
Oh,
99
that's much
over 245.
9092. To think you can have basically 100% crit rate and still be like, yeah, I'm over a 1-to-2. I'm more like a 1 to 2.5, but I have 100% crit rate.
It is, especially because it's a low crit rate weapon too.
Yeah.
Insane. Absolutely insane. C1 R2 Key
I like
of
seeing the
Kari.
key.
Ooh,
Yeah, yeah.
just a bunch
I
of
hear a lot of talk
HP.
about that, especially if like you C6. I've heard people talk about key being better if you C6. I don't know why. I haven't looked at the details. That's just something I've heard. And I have a friend who uses her signatures, so I'm like, I get a little bit of both worlds.
He's also has an R5,
It's
so
like
I
it's
think
like
even
HP
if
versus Hydro damage on Rivulet Goblet.
I was about to say, even if Key was better in that instance, I think his R5 personal weapon's still gonna beat out Key. Like, I think the
Yeah,
R5
yeah,
weapon, no matter
yeah.
personal weapon, no matter what's gonna beat Key, even if Key's like a little bit better than the personal weapon. But still, 49,000 HP, 50 over 167 with 180 ER, 110-10, C1, 4-piece golden troop. Holy cow. Great build. Zyphos' Moonlight.
Yeah, it's gonna
Love
hit
to see
hard.
that. 190 ER.
So this is a perfect example of like I was talking about the crit on Kazua's. Like you may not even be looking for it on purpose, but it can be like that's a 37 to 110.
Mm-hmm.
So like you're critting 1 to 3 times. Burst hits from off field. So like it's nice.
And the
That's a
4-piece.
lot of ER, yeah. That's a very awesome Kazuha, especially for having the 4-star weapon.
Totally agree on that one.
Oh, I love this Nahida.
The Dendro
I
damage
love it.
bonus. Interesting, yeah.
Yeah, and it's not using the crit circlet, and it still works because you still got all those crit stats. Because even though you're looking at 40, it's more like 55-ish,
Mm-hmm.
just off the top of my head.
Widsith, all of the Widsith buffs are being used here. Attack, elemental
Yeah,
damage bonus,
Witsith
and
is
EM.
crazy.
Very nice. Beacon of the Reed Sea
Love that
on
Nahida.
Dory.
A Dory DPS.
56
Oh my goodness,
over
56 to
140.
140. Lots of EM.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Thundering Fury for using the skill. You want that Electro Infusion as much as possible. So good choice.
To think that your goblet isn't even that great is absolutely insane. Like, its main stat, that's all you really used it for, and it's still pretty good. That's insane. Look at you,
Yeah.
still have a very well built Dory, even with this goblet kind of almost tying you down a little bit by not having crit or whatever in it. Insane. 76 over 215 with Harangapaku Futsu. Interesting. That's a first.
All right. Yeah, I haven't seen that one either.
Not that it's
Crazy
bad, it's
crit
just interesting.
ratio.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, it's helping normal attack damage. So all of her hits in the skill use and whatnot.
Yeah. But
That's being helped.
the Swift Hunt attacks are going to be nice. The Impale the Knight won't be getting the increase, but still, I mean, you're still doing a lot of extra damage because of Harangapaku Futsu's
Yeah,
normal attack buff.
Harangapaku Futsu gives so much normal attack damage increase. So much.
Very nice. Holy cow. All right. Then the Yelan. C1, 66 over 220, 36k HP, 164 ER.
That's very similar to mine. As far as the
Onset.
crit goes, I'm a 65 to 222. You have more HP than me though by about 3,000 because I'm 33,000.
ER?
I have a little bit more ER.
Interesting.
Only, but like 171. So I can definitely see there's more stats into the HP.
Also, because of
I
that,
think
you're
I have
also
like
using the
one
skill
substat.
twice off the C1.
Right. So you're not suffering. You're not suffering for ER because you don't. If you have C1, you don't need. You get.
Mhm.
It's like having a free sacrificial. You know, you're already getting double the particles. So, love to see it. Very good Galon. Want to have my account reviewed, but I'm shy. Well, if you do want your account reviewed, you can join our Discord. Throw your UID in the account review channel. That'll throw you in the queue to have your characters looked at.
1 second.
Waiting for C6 Dory to main her. Yeah. Fair. It's a lot of fun, too. I just went full EM. Didn't care about crit, because she's just a on-field Hyper Bloom driver for me. 4-piece Thundering Fury with Sacrificial. Great sword.
But great job. All right. That was Gilgamesh, or in the Discord that was Featherend. Do you want to go ahead and do those last two things like that?
Yes.
We will cut this off at 1 o'clock, so in 33 minutes for us where we are. So whenever we get to that, so we will try to fly through these also with you guys. But yes.
So we did PTB. What was the one we just did? Was that
Featherend.
Featherend?
Yes.
Okay.
And
so
I'm
now next up is Lennon.
about to do Joseph. Well, about to do Lennon. N3E star 6. I don't even know what that means. Did I just like say something in like Morse code or something? C2 Raiden, C1 Nahida, holy cow. C2, oh my, well. C1. Just grabbing the good constellations. Anyways, sorry. Okay. Alright. 4-piece Desert Pavilion. Nice. Triple crowned. 72 over 203. I'm going to get you a C6 Farazan as well. With a nice weapon as well. Pretty good. Lost Prayer is a solid weapon for him. C2 Raiden. Love to see those. 72 over 172 with 280 ER. Triple crowned. That's just nice. That's all I got to say. Is just nice. You definitely do some high damage on that one, Chief. Dear goodness, yeah. Double crit, ER on substats, pretty good. Nahida, another crit Nahida over here for you, Rift. We've got a nice 463 EM, but we've got a Dendro damage bonus and a crit rate circlet on Gilded. Interesting. Instead of a...
Love to see it.
So you probably have a different character on...
You're thinking like damage here.
Yeah. Triple crowned.
Yeah, and if you have a different character on Deepwood, then it's totally fine. As long as you have it is okay.
Lagged out for a second. As long as you have one character on that, I think is what he was saying there. Just that they're, just connect those points.
Yeah, basically. 41,000.
Look at the crit.
41,000 HP. Okay, all right. What does the Chlorine look like? That's already good. It's doesn't.
I don't even know what to say here. Just 1 for 2 on a nice. I mean, you lost some ER, but like, what's the point with the HP?
96 to 2.
That's it. Nice. Just nice job. That's all.
268.
Yes. Light of Fuller Incision.
Goodness.
Yes. 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 This is like her second best weapon in my personal opinion.
Good level up that normal attack talent. I think you're actually missing a lot there. I noticed you double crown skill burst, but her normal attack talent is very useful because a lot of her damage is considered normal attack damage.
Well, not necessarily though. With Chloron though, her skill, it's still based off the skill damage. So you don't actually need to level normal attacks.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Didn't know that. I don't have Chlorine, guys.
Yeah, basically, those Swift Hunt Pistolet attacks, so when you use your skill and go into the Night Vigil state, those Swift Hunt Pistolet attacks are still counted as... They are normal attack damage, so if like, for instance, if you use Yunjin, then that buff is still helping those Swift Hunt attacks because they're counted as normal attack damage,
right,
quote unquote. But the damage that you're actually doing is based off of the
skills scaling. Yeah,
right.
It's the Yato situation. Yeah, and it brought to my mind. It's kind of like that weird thing with how Beto works with Sino but doesn't work with Raiden, even though they're both burst damage and like doing normals, but Beto only works with Sino because Raiden's attacks in the burst talent even says that her normal plunge chart whatever is considered elemental burst damage. So when trying to use Beto with her, it's not registering that as normal attacks. It's registering that as just burst damage. So it just doesn't work. Whereas Sino's not really limited to that description.
Don't worry, me just opening Genshin again, but as like an Asia server instead of America. I'm trying to open my own personal account. Alright. Look at that. I mean, just solid Chloron though. Love this because you're turning EM into extra damage, so your normal attacks and your skills hits. So that's why I love Light of Fuller Incision, especially if you're going to be using it with this Nahida. Great build. Great build. Great idea.
Nick says, did they postpone Farina to get WoWa players to return? I mean, honestly, it's a valid question.
Yeah, I mean, there is a lot going
I
on with
can't say
that.
no. Dear goodness, what am I looking at?
Looking
That's
at
a
a
good
goated
crit.
Yelan, that's what you're looking at, Chief. A 1 for 4, or 1 for
C1.
3, sorry.
C1, so energy's not an issue. The crit, good.
I mean, the ER is
Very
still
good.
good. You're still in between the 140 to 160 range
Yeah.
with the C1, so that's why it's
HP's not
okay.
really suffering.
Yeah,
I'd only nitpick at you if I was seeing 2 in the first digit, but no.
insane. Nice, Yelan. Ooh, a Blackcliff Longsword. Interesting.
You love to see it. 70 to 234.
Two piece. Nice. Nice job.
Sounds like the Little Caesars slogan when you said that. Or like pizza, and you're just like two piece. Sorry.
Little did you guys know,
Good crit. Look,
I
good
am the
crit.
Little Caesars guy.
Yes, Vixen's actually the
I'm that
commercial read for that.
mascot, yeah. I'm actually a straight up cartoon character. I'm in your walls and in your screen.
Pizza.
So 4-piece. Oh, another EM user on or EM Sans on a Hu Tao with a 72 over 1 or 236.
I mean, hey, I can't say it don't work.
No, you definitely can't say it doesn't work. Because I'm at on my Hu Tao, I'm at a 38 over 266 with 100 EM. I guess my HP is at 35k, but I guess if
Yeah.
do I even have an EM Sans on? No, I don't. I have an attack percent and HP percent. I mean, that's crazy though, especially on staff because you're training EM as well. Correct, Rift with staff of the Scarlet Sands. It's like helping with EM
it
stuff.
turns EM into attack basically.
Oh wow, that's crazy. Well then, I guess yeah. So then you can just basically do that instead of HP.
Yeah, instead of doing HP Hootown, you do EM Hootown. It's
Just
like
make sure you
you're
have
kind of
staff. That's crazy.
rigging it.
Just forcing it to work, which is, I mean, it
Yeah.
does. So great job.
That's why it's like their third best. I mean, first best being staff, second being primordial, just because the attack, and third being staff, which is arguable too, just because staff has Scarlet Sands has more crit rate than primordial, so that gets murky. Kind of just depends on your stats, to be honest.
Yes. But great job though. Completely free to play. AR60. You've been playing pretty recently, actually. Well, not super recently, but maybe a year or so. Seems like possibly. So, and with all these characters, very nice. 54 over 280. Dear goodness. Triple
Wow.
crowned C3. C2. C2. Okay. You must C2. Okay, you love Pyro. Is this just another account for Cosplay
Another
Lock?
cosplay lock. Yeah.
Okay.
30,000.
I just realized this isn't on 4-piece Crimson. This is a 90
Oh,
over 280.
hello. Okay, this kind of Hutao, absolutely insane with like a Hutao Farina Shan Yun type team. Because those work really well.
That's insane.
I was using it the other day, a Hutao Farina Shan Yun. It's so fun and it works so well.
That's insane. C2 Arlecchino. Okay. 4-piece Glad, 73 over 230. 2000 attack, just under. Weapon. Very nice. Very, very nice.
Which I have heard things like with Gladiator versus Fragment for Arlecchino. Gladiator is better if you stats over your Fragment set.
What do you mean you have over 4 stats?
Like substats. If you have 5 better stats on your Glad set, then it's technically better on paper than Fragment.
Well, yeah, because at the end of the day, you're just really looking for pieces, rather.
Right. Like, if you have better substats on a Glad, then you need to just stick with that.
But looking at this right in Triple Crown COR1, 66 over 152 with a 260 ER, 2500 attack without the buff with the ER coming in because she's not on field, because obviously this is a showcase.
I love these kind of write-ins because it just justifies that you don't have to use Electro Damage Goblet. You can still use ER Sands and then get that attack that you're missing out of not having attack Sands in the Goblet. And it works very well. And this is like the perfect example of that because 2500 attack, makes a huge difference.
Right.
And you still have to right around basically the perfect ER. You're sitting right in that perfect margin of 260 to 270. The crit's very nice.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's just insane.
that's like the right I'd want to go for.
Insane. Absolutely insane. Because I'm even looking on my account and looking at like a double crit piece. I mean, I guess if I was doing that, then I could. Because I'm a 75 over 134 with 1556. If I switched over to an attack percent goblet, that was good. I'm trying to see what that would even look like. You know what? This piece can just... Look how the game's trying to tell me what to do. If I just lose all the crit rate, I guess. I don't know. $2,000 attack with a 62 over 150. I mean, still, like, to do that, you literally have to grind for that piece. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's just insane. That's crazy. Good job, though. Great build. Okay, Yelan.
Not close. We have a stopping point for today. You can still throw your UID in the account review channel in our Discord. You'll be added to the queue, and when we do our next stream, we'll likely get to you for sure. And we will have updates and posts like saying when the next stream will be. So,
I think
yes, there is a stopping point for today, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we'll go back to yours actually. Kwame. Next. Yeah. One second, I am trying to figure.
Someone commented on the Farina Seedrin video. Bad news, it might be Yelan rather than Farina with a heart.
You have my undivided attention.
I could tell it's sarcasm. I mean, because we know the banner that was literally in the live stream.
Wait, what happened? Sorry.
It was just someone commenting, "Oh, it might be Yelan rather than Farina," on Farina Seedrin.
Oh yeah.
And I can tell it's sarcasm because they're using emojis and stuff.
Yeah.
And we literally know it's gonna be because it was shown that way in that live stream. Oh yeah, no problem, Julius. We'll be excited to see you next time.
70 over 267. Farina. 33,000 HP. 4-piece glad. 4-piece golden. Triple crowned. Interesting triple crown. Weapon.
Gladiator's troop.
Yes. Glad troop. C2 Yoimiya. R1 weapon. 8 over 213.
That crit. 88.
EM.
That's a consistent Yoimiya. Oh yeah, you're right.
1099. That's a solid build. Another okay, a damage. All right.
Oh wow. And you're basically 200%. So like you're barely there with the ER cuz like you can't have too much ER with Xiangling.
Right.
You basically if you have less than 200, you just basically don't have enough. You want to really hit that 200 mark.
Yeah. You basically got the rest from her ascension, from her elemental mastery.
She's pretty much one of those characters. She's rendered useless when you don't have her burst on rotation. So what's all that? What is all the crit? What does all the attack and the EM mean if you don't have the burst?
C6 Shivers, 4-piece Song of Days Past.
Ooh.
Nice weapon.
You
The
love to see
event
it.
weapon as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That event weapon is
33,
actually
okay.
like nice.
C6 extremely good.
To see the 4-piece song. Yeah, I don't.
Let's
for some
go.
reason, I don't see it.
Let's go. Mana for my own heart. Let's go. We know that that's better. It's kind of up in the air, but great build on Shivers.
Well, I just do damage, so like.
It's okay. You're not as cool as the rest of us cool kids.
Yeah. I went for attack, crit, Shepherds.
Not as cool as the rest of us cool kids. Alright. Mugetsu. In the
Why does Season
Discord,
feel like
it
a
is
4-star when being a 5-star?
Raw1234.
Why are you not wrong?
What happened?
Sorry. So Ame said in chat, why does Season feel like a 4-star more than being a 5-star? And I said, why are you not wrong? Why does it have to be like this?
This... Yes, Tula's on Risley. Second best weapon in my personal opinion, so if you have this weapon, you could use it. A Chiori! This is the first time we've ever seen a Chiori on a showcase. Okay,
Yes, I'm. Oh, that's
86
exciting.
over
I can't wait to see it.
256. Cryo damage bonus, 4-piece. I mean, that's just crazy. 2000 attack,
That is
Tula's,
solid, right?
normal charge increase. Cool, awesome, great.
Is it just me or does Risley get, is he like underrated?
It's just the biggest
he's
thing is
underrated
because
because he's
the
just one of
only
those
thing that
guys
you
that
can
needs
use
hyper investment.
is using. It does take a lot of investment, but the biggest thing is that it's very difficult to get the constant melt. Sorry, because you kind of have to use Xiangling, and Xiangling needs a bunch of ER, and so
Right.
running that is a little
Then you
difficult.
at that point you use Bennett because you get the pyro resonance.
Mm-hmm.
That helps Shuntling a lot. Yeah.
And then Kazuha, you kind of
At
have
least
to.
these teams are pretty easy.
60 over 237 with 30,000 HP on the Neuvillette here, so nice crit ratio.
And then March Jose brings that to like 95, 96.
Yeah. Which, if you could try to find some less crit rate because you're already getting the plus 36, but yeah, I mean, this is still a solid build.
Yeah, like you could lose crit rate and be okay. But if you're going for like Akasha rankings, because that's maybe something you're doing, then you know it's still like that build's. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, this build looks great. Deathmatch, honestly, slept on weapon for a lot of DPS characters.
81 to 236.
Deathmatch is great though because of the high crit rate and its ability with just a frick ton of attack that it gives. 81 over
Wow.
236.
Oh, this is a 2.
2.
So you're getting the normal attack damage, but then you're also getting the pyro damage.
Pretty
Hey,
good
I mean,
build.
it works.
Yeah. That's a great looking Yaimiko.
Oh my goodness, 80%.
Your flowers, your off piece.
I
That's
don't know
kinda
why.
cool.
Crit rate's impressive to me, like, because it's just, I feel like it's just difficult. With only the 31% to work off with the circlet. To find all this, I don't know. Maybe I just don't get crit rate, and that's just a me issue.
I think she ascends into crit damage as well. I could be wrong about that. Hold up. She might ascend into crit rate, and that's why you went for a crit. Everything else.
I mean, I think you're right. She's got 103 total crit damage in just the artifacts. What's it? Okay, so like 158.
Yeah,
add
she
the
ascends
5
into crit rate.
So she ascends in, oh, she ascends into crit rate?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
So it's at like a 19.2 or something like that. On top of the 5, that's 24. Plus this is 50 something.
Legit with crit rate and saying crit damage.
That's
But
just
yeah, my
nice,
mind
though.
was places. Stupid. Ooh, we went for a DPS cheer, like on-field Chiori with the Haran.
You are
92 to 205.
You were throwing out some great looking damage on your Chiori here.
Or who knows? Maybe Haran's just a stat stick.
Maybe, I don't even know.
I mean, you can use the normal attacks, but your normal attack talent's level 1. The burst is only level 4. Like, so, like, even looking at your talents, you definitely were thinking, okay, skill damage, golden troop, skill damage. So I'm guessing you probably just threw on Haran as stat stick.
Still a
Because
good
that helps
stat
a
stick
lot
with
of.
that, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good. I mean, high attack, the high crit rate. It's just like you have it, so why not use it? Yeah.
Correct. Freedom Sworn, 9, almost 1,000 EM. Nice.
Yeah,
Nice looking
basically
build.
1,000.
Yeah, basically it's 1,000.
Make them feel better. Just say 1,000. Like 3, and what's that really doing? I'm giving you 0.01% more hydro damage bonus for your Nervlet.
Yeah, literally. It's
ER's good, basically 160.
That's nice. Just a solid build.
Ooh, Fatbo and Galon. Like to see that. Because that can like totally work. And it works really well. Really helps the energy.
These are just some nice stats.
Which
with
you
a nice
don't need
HP.
because you have 200. Yeah, 71 and 155 basically. Solid.
1 for 2 with a 200 ER and 30 something thousand HP.
I like the way you leveled the talents too.
Yeah.
Like you leveled the normal, but you didn't like use any boss materials for it because you don't need to. And yeah, honestly, you don't even need to level that at all. But if you are using that charge shot every now and then, yeah, I can
Damage.
see what you're doing there.
C2 Tainari.
C2.
Skyward.
Scout, yep. Get
327
that crit rate.
EM. And 61 over
I love
200.
that. I love that. Solid EM and then the
That's a
solid crit.
15% crit rate. So it's a 76 over 200 with the charge.
Yeah, basically.
Very nice. Very, very nice. All right, we will do one more. So that was Raw. We'll end out with Deadpool. And we will...
And yeah, that's what I was thinking. Just off-field Shiori, sort is for stats.
We will grab one more. So as you guys can see here, dear goodness, solid looking novelette here. 31 to 30, 45,000 HP, 4 piece, double HP percent, solid, very nice. Farina, C0R1, 88 over 217.5. Here, Farina is thanking you for your service. 8, 10, 10. Great job. Holy cow. That's a lot of crit rate here. That's a lot of crit damage. Okay, well, you know, it proved me wrong. You don't even have any crit damage on your substat, on your circlet too, and it's still that high. Pretty nice. Nice job. Al-Haytham. Harbinger of Dawn Al-Haytham. Slept on.
Yes.
Great job. That's actually a good weapon to actually use for him.
Wow. And with 28% more, you're looking at 80 to 228.
Mm-hmm. Because of the
Oh
crit rate
my
the weapon gives, yeah.
goodness. 80 to 228. That's crazy.
And interesting, because he ascends into Dendro damage bonus, you did EM and attack percent. Because he scales off both for damage.
Oh, Willie sent in chat. He missed the account review. What's your Genshin name?
Staring into my eyes is ill-advised. I can't promise you'll
And then Nanohoshi. Where will you announce the next stream? We will announce it in our Discord, which you're already in there, so you'll see that there. We'll at everyone, and we'll also announce it in a YouTube community post as well. So shouldn't miss it, but
We'll
yeah.
probably do another Wednesday one if we're being honest. It might get pushed though because we're probably gonna be putting out 3 videos this week, which is more than the normal 2.
Yay!
So, yes.
Oh, that was you. Okay. Willie was Goon
Oh, okay.
that we did earlier. Yeah, it was very good, and we were drooling over a lot of that. So
Ooh,
there wasn't really there was nothing we gave as far as advice. I don't think there was no advice to be given.
It's kind of
Just-
difficult when you're just like, oh yes, go to characters.
Yeah. 96% crit rate. You're missing 4%, man.
Yeah, next time do better.
You need to reform.
Yeah, no. Honestly,
Right
this
now
Nikita
we're
looks great.
reviewing it as far as the Discord name. So their Genshin name right here, you can see is like Ariane or whatever. But in Discord, this person is Raw. Or no, I'm sorry, Deadpool. We did
yeah.
Raw before. This is Deadpool in the Discord chat.
And this will be our last one for today. We'll start with Arian's.
We'll start with Ariane that actually was supplied by E. So
Which-
Ariane's friend.
Yes. Which, wait. Oh, it's the same one. Yeah, it's the same one.
Oh, it is the same one. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say I was seeing that too and thinking like, wait, is this? And then I looked at the UID, 892. So I'll go ahead and upload that one too. So we'll actually.
I was about to say I just
start
got
with
rid of it just
Kilio.
because it's
We'll start with Kilio next time.
Yeah, since we already have it here, we'll just go ahead and do that. But we'll start with Kilio on the next stream. So if any of you guys want to dip out or whatever you can, if you guys want to stay till the last minutes. Looking at, holy cow, this Primordial Jadewing Spear Raiden. 65 over 173 with 220 ER. 4-piece emblem. 1500 attack. Solid build here. C0R1, 2300 attack. Where'd the EM go? Why does the EM stat just disappear? Wait, because there is none, so it didn't give it? Yeah, okay, I guess there's 0 EM, so it just doesn't show it. That's so weird.
Interesting.
65 over 207 with a 1093. It's fair because her burst isn't really necessary.
Yeah.
Um,
2300 attack though.
mm-hmm.
Very good.
4-piece Shaman.
Ooh, I like this.
Mhm.
Very, very good. You got 800 EM. And that's really good because you're using Fab. Like, even if you were using an EM 4-star, like, you're very close to 1,000. So, awesome. And then you got 186. Like, I think it makes sense that you use Fab here because without Fab, you're looking at like a 120, 125. So, yeah, I think that's a good decision to use Fab. Really nice. And it helps with the other characters. So, solid.
And then almost
Gene's a
built
work in
Gene.
progress, I'm
Yep,
guessing.
probably. Still, I mean,
Which,
you're
yeah,
looking like
Fab's
you're on the
the right way to go.
right set here. And it looks like you might be going for a damage version of her. Like some burst damage hits, possibly.
I think that's something I do too. To be fair, like I want to like make sure
But
I get
also,
at least a decent crit.
yeah,
But
but
also you're running Fab, so it makes sense that you would do crit rate.
circlet, yeah. And then also maybe it's a damage bonus for the circlet, but also maybe just a buff, you know, for the team, you know, an extra attack buff from the Noblesse if you're not running Bennett, because you can only have one Noblesse user getting the buff. So if Bennett's
E
not
will
in
see
here-
you next stream. Yes, excuse you. It's always funny reading that name out loud.
But yeah, solid things going on here. But
109% ER Farina is only able to burst every rotation in mono hydro or no. I mean, I don't know that off the top of my head. We don't theory craft or anything.
What is it, sorry?
But it does sound about right.
what is the question,
I
sorry?
won't be surprised. The latest question in the chat: 109% ER Farina is only able to burst every rotation in mono hydro or no? Which I would think so.
If it's mono hydro, yes. Yeah, you should be able to have it. And the reason why is because you're having 4 characters that are giving particles. And Farina, okay, her burst actually isn't that bad when you actually look at her as a character for
She's
her.
a good battery herself, just with the off-field skill. It is generating particles over time.
Right. Looking at her burst, it is a
It's not as
60
crazy
cost, so it's not like an
but, you
80 or
know.
90 or anything like that, so it wouldn't really be that bad. It is 110, so it's less than the probable 120. So the 120, okay, so it's 140 to 160 for most characters if it's the only Hydro character on the team. It goes down to like 120 when you do either mono of that element or you do like 2 or 3 characters of that element. So, and since this is a little bit of a lower ER cost, like the energy cost, like I was talking about, it could possibly be good there. So.
She is, yeah. People do run into like difficulty naturally with her just because, she's off field a lot, so her particle gain isn't as much as if she was on field, right? So.
Right. Well, that is everything we've got today, at least. We are going to be doing the stream sometime this week, like we said. We'll probably switch it to, I guess, in general, like, I guess what other, we'll figure out, I guess, what is going to work best for us when to do the next stream. But it seems like we're making progress. We're making better progress than we have in the past. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more people to do UIDs. And we've got 2 people, Kwame. Actually, we've got Kwame, we've got the other Gabs, and Aura did make an account that
Okay.
for a Hoyoverse account. So hopefully we can do that. So we'll have 3 actual
Yeah,
account
we'll try
reviews
that next time.
and 8 UID character things. So
Not to mention, we'll probably get the usual 5 or 6 more.
yeah,
Because
this
every
might
stream
just
we've
go
been
on
doing this, we've
forever.
been getting several more. Yeah, it could just like an unending loop, which is great. It's great. It's honestly like it's a way for us to, in the name, interact with you guys.
Yep.
Hence, gotcha, interact. Haha, lol.
Did
Mega.
you just say lol in real life?
No, I did not. I'm totally not a Sino main.
We're gonna pretend like that didn't happen. All
I
right,
was
guys.
Sino, you're Tainari, okay? Like,
I don't think Tainari is the choice for me here, but either way, thank you guys for coming around to see the stream. Thank you guys for watching. We are probably going to end it now. almost hitting the 3-hour mark. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you guys, like we've talked about before, if you guys want to go ahead and get your UID in the next account review stream, we'll do another day, probably sometime this week. We'll put it in the Discord, so if you join this Discord, you'll see it. If you don't, though, and you're just a part of the YouTube community and you are subscribed, then you will get a community post notification as well of us doing that. So make sure to turn on notifications as well as liking and subscribing so you guys can see future content we put out. Never mind streams, but as well as future videos. And then also, besides that, we've also got some other things as well. Do you plan to do Star Rail account reviews? That's actually a great idea that we've actually been seeing. So yes,
I just sent a message.
yeah, but
Sorry.
we will definitely actually be doing that as well, and even over to Withering Waves as well, considering right now we cover all 3 games on Gacha Interact. So I don't see an issue as to why, as long as we eventually hit the end of the account reviews for Genshin, we will do that as well. If we can ever, you know, reach the end, we will. But that is kind of everything we've got today. So thank you guys once again for watching the stream. We will see you guys in our next video that we'll be putting out tonight. And we'll see you guys in the next stream that we will let you guys know in the future. So thank you guys once again, and we'll see you.